shenanigans in the future. But in the meantime, we'll gear up for our next game. Pvision versus Vici Gaming, leaders in 2-0s in Group C. Let's introduce our first. It's Vici Gaming! Vici's been building up their strength all year long. The road to TI goes through EWC 2026, so it might be where their success is in Paris that would bear good omen for their run in Shanghai. It's a long road to get there in the meantime, and this is a big proof for this powerhouse of a team that they could do it all again. Their opponents, Pvision! Consistently strong throughout the year, they are one of the favorites to win gold at EWC 26. Might have triumphed over an S-tier, or might not have triumphed over an S-tier opponent just yet, but Vici is definitely a perfect amuse-bouche. We are in Paris after all. Why not give it a great starter for it all? Now, Vici, Pvision, please, gentlemen, you may place your keys. All both of you, shake hands and get ready for your matchup. Our third game, two leaders in Group C about to go head-to-head, and the winner might be the one that takes charge in the group. Let's send it back to the panel and get you all ready for it.
Thank you very much, Milosh. Vici Gaming and Pvision ready for this two-game series, and we're close to getting the draft on the way. So I want to talk about the Dota 2 that we will be seeing here on this stage, and the type of Dota being played, because now here, you know, Pvision is going to play stable Dota, safe Dota, good Dota, very nice. How is Vici Gaming going to play this one?
Well, he mentioned, Buck, in his interview that the meta is changing every tournament and they're still discovering what their play style is. But from what I saw yesterday in their series versus Nemesis, they looked solid, they won the lanes, they had really strong rotations, and they weren't really challenged. So it's hard to say how I would describe them overall as a team.
Yeah, I think
Hello.
Obviously, it's hard to say what they get away with and what they don't against a team that's generally weaker in Reconics. But like, and that's like early on in that draft, and I'm thinking a lot of teams would pick like a summons offlaner. I noticed would be happy to do that because neither of these heroes deal with it. But that wasn't the response. I didn't feel like they were really punished. So I'm wondering if Vici Gaming is potentially going to leave themselves susceptible to a team like Pvision throwing them that curveball. But then we also saw a little bit of flexing of the Undying yesterday for Vici Gaming, and I think that the flex picks were very powerful for Yandex yesterday, and that's something that they used to success in the recent tournaments. So I think flex picks in the current meta is something, or I guess in every meta, that teams really strive for. So they have that up their sleeve. So I hope they aren't too predictable, basically.
Yeah, and what we see when certain heroes tend to trend, then as a player in a different role where you can play, you have to learn it, even if you haven't played that before. And we're actually seeing that with Pvision in Earth Spirit. When you think about Earth Spirit support players, you don't really think about 9 class. He's not someone you would assign that hero to, but it does make sense that no one, as a big mid Earth Spirit guy, would say, well, it's time for you to learn this so we can flex it within our drafts. And that's what we saw at TI qualifiers. 9 class ended up playing 2 support Earth Spirits, and they popped off. They looked great. They paired it up with Noticed Spat Rider from the offlane, and that's just them talking about this meta and practicing. If it's one thing about Pvision, they'll find something before everyone else does, and it seems like they did that with Earth Spirit.
Yeah, I wonder a little bit about XM's identity for this tournament, because even up until the qualifiers a few weeks ago, he was still picking the mid sniper. I mean, he's like the mid sniper specialist of the entire world, I would say. But he, like, this type of hero hasn't really been popular. These like ranged lane dominators. I'd say Invoker's like a little bit different because he doesn't scale with right click. I'm wondering if we're gonna see like the lane breakers that XM has classically picked. But he's also happy to just play the normal heroes like Storm Spirit as well yesterday.
I think so. I wouldn't want them to change too much of their to try to fit the meta for players like XM that are so individualistic. He is a lane dominant player, and if he's all of a sudden playing Earth Spirits, that would be a little bit strange, right? And there are some heroes going for him in this meta, like the Snapfire mid. It's not a hero he played before it trended, but it fits him, right? It's right up his alley. They do things that other teams don't with the mid SF flex. It's a hero that can still be played mid by Vici, where for other teams, you know, it's pretty much the carry.
Does that mean that we are going to focus more on the mid lane for this one, or is there another lane that we should be focusing on because that's where the main focus will be from the teams?
I mean, for me, it's like, I think Satanic and Shiro are both pretty high skill carry players, but they're both predominantly playing like the Lone Druids, the SFs, the Drows. I think like that's going to be a relatively like predictable lane in the side lanes, I guess you could say. So that's why a lot of my eyes are on the mid lane, because I also think that like XM is one of the most interesting mid laners to draft against, because there's just always that threat of giving away a game for free because you can't have any impact, and no one's one of the best players for just getting out of any laning matchup. So that's why my eyes are on that matchup.
And when we're talking about Parivision, we have to mention that Notice is the latest addition to Parivision. This is a player that they wanted Noticed already earlier on in the season, and they hadn't gotten their hands on him until towards the end of the season. What makes him such a good fit for Parivision on the offline?
When I look at Noticed as a player, he feels like a complete offlaner in the sense that he play the style that you give him, but he's greedy. He will find his farm. He will play the macro game in terms of making gold, and you never have to worry about his offlane being sacrificed in that sense. And the way that Dota's slowed down and you kind of want net worth on all of your heroes, plus shift to more traditional supports from the 4, it makes it so that he thrives in that situation. Like if every game he had a Nyx leaving him, he wouldn't be able to pull this off, but Parivision have shifted away from this.
Yeah, I was thinking about your question, Shiva, and I was like, I guess my answer would literally be he's high skill. Like he can just make it work in any given scenario, and I think even with a captain like Puppy, who's going to ask you to pick more traditional standard lineups, it's still like, you don't want an offlaner who only farms or only plays summons or like has like a specific archetype. I think the best offlane players right now, I've seen Notice own on Beastmaster with like the Ags build and turning into somewhat of a carry. I've also seen him be Dawnbreaker with like an enabling build. So I've seen a lot of different sides of him as a player, and I think that's what's makes it so easy to fit him in.
Very consistently. Typically, when you think of offlaners, in the days of old, they all had a style, something you could attribute them to. Like, oh, he's sacrificial, oh, he's good at laning, oh, he farms. But to have someone who can do all of it is what you look for out of your offlaner.
Yeah, I think Brian's quote, he just makes it work.
You need 5
of those in your team. If they can just make everything work. That sounds like an absolute dream. Earth Spirit coming out for Parivision as the opening pick. You already mentioned, Effie, that the flex is very much alive on their side. The answer instantly comes with the Shadow Fiend, which is a highly sought after hero, leaving Drow behind once again.
And also a flex for... I wouldn't be surprised if they throw this mid just to punish the melee hero on Earth Spirit, because the way that people have been playing it is they're just not getting points and rolling boulder early and just playing to push out the wave as fast as possible, and that can very easily be punished by XM's mid SF.
Yeah, I think so I was talking about not loving seeing these like ranged non-stunning mid laners. It always feels bad as a carry right now because you're often playing a ranged non-stunning carry, but if we pair it, like Shiro has multiple different ways to play as well. Maybe it's not the most meta, it's kind of like a month or two old, but he plays the Ursos, the Tinies. You know, we've seen Alphys propping its head up a little bit so far in the early stages of the tournament. So if you're going to put SF mid, my only caveat is you have to pick like a melee active stunner who's going to set up the Kaya Blink Requiem, otherwise you're going to have like really awkward plays. But against a team of Parivision's caliber, it's not enough to just get matchups. We saw... Who was it yesterday that it was Maus against... Who did Maus play against yesterday? They all ended the lanes too much. And then they ended up losing in the late game because of that. So that's what I'm just making sure that if they have the SF, don't get too cute with it.
And very well could just carry SF too. We'll just have to see how the draft progresses, but I think Tiny carry could be something you throw in with the mid SF. It's something they're talking about.
They played Spirit.
Every strategy line and
well, 9 Class did say that IO is always banned against him, and it's not banned here. Is this a hero that they want to bust out?
I think IO is like really good right now. I'm actually surprised it's not seen more. I know we have the specialists like 9 class and GH who will pick up the IO, but it seems like a pretty good heal meta in general. And there's reasons why like Spectre and Nature's Prophet. I know we don't see too much Spectre in professional Dota, I think because of the slower laning phase, but these global heroes, ever since the map expanded eons ago, have always felt more powerful because of that. And so
hey, as I Esprit got full to go on 9
like it's not
enough Esprit go low maybe
because there's flex potential on both sides, right? What's the rock paper scissors going on here? I think they probably need to pick their 5, right? Like what I feel like I see
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, Earth Spirit is a issue is if they pick a Dispel support like Oracle or something, suddenly your Earth Spirit support is rotation low, the option for the flex is always there if they see
no one Esprit got it,
but also no one, he's fantastic at this
point. Yeah,
find a much better pick out of that mid lane.
Yeah, I wonder if you go like the Oracle, maybe an Enchantress, and then you leave the flex of the SF till later. You pick your offlaner. If you like pick a ranged offlaner here. To melee 4 position. Yeah, so get a bit streamlined, but I like the fact that Vici, for them to have a chance against Parivision, I like that. I'm stuck guessing here.
I mean, it can work. I do think Clock has looked best as a 5, but it's Xingqiu. He plays everything. We will see. Meanwhile, for Parivision, the Winter Wyvern comes out. This hero is a specialty hero for Kateomi, and it's very strong in terms of out healing whatever harass comes on your carry. I think it's very underrated as a healer, which is level 2 cold embrace.
We saw it in the hands of Speed this morning. It didn't end up working out for him in either games, but it was still a very strong showing, and he definitely saw why this hero is making a little bit of a comeback.
Sorry, I said Kateomi, meant Ducalis.
Yes.
Messing up my 5.
Oh, in
this event. I'm actually curious about this because mid one whipping it out, but XM because he's usually a like buying items that like get you out of the wall. Leshrac is a damage dealer around in the middle of fights, and oftentimes Darkseer will struggle against they just leave it, the PAs, the Void, stuff like this, or the Storm Spirits. But in this case, with the Oracle backing him up, that kind of like duo synergy. You have Oracle to enable the lane, and then you have Leshrac, or like Oracle to enable the Leshrac later. But now we have the 2 ranged non-stunners. Like, yes, Leshrac has a stun, but unless he goes like Atos or something, I think it's going to be quite difficult to land Spirits, etc.
I guess that leaves a big hole to be filled by their offlaner, with that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, usually you want to have the option to like counter the lane and only have one. Like, you want your draft to already be well-rounded by the time you're going into your last pick. Otherwise, you're kind of pigeonholed. It makes it much easier for them to blind pick against you. So I don't love that, but I'm sure there's a decent amount of just point-click stunners for Bach here.
I think the Leshrac is a great hero versus his ulti. It's really important that he needs to kill or damage as well. This Earth Spirit because now that you know that you're on the world, it's looking like the that lane too much, because Oracle just takes away what you wanted to do out of it.
Yeah, I mean, earlier we saw Darkseer get stuck jungling at level 2. I think that was for Enigma Galaxy.
Yeah, but that was because they lost all the bounty runes and also
to go poorly there. I guess what I'm saying is, for a team like Parivision that as stacked as they are, I'm curious how they end up getting out of this laning phase because, yeah, SF's already one of the strongest laners. Even without the hard counter of the Oracle, we've seen SFs generally do very well in lane against Darkseer. Darkseer is more of a game counter, but now you've got the... I feel like your only out's been counter. I think we're going to see a lot of creep dragging, potentially a Darkseer at level 2 now. To be fair, Oracle's not like a Treant, which we saw earlier, where it's going to like go screw over your carry and be like a really good gate hero. But I'm still concerned, like as Satanic, I do have to imagine, what do I do if I have 3 heroes in my lane and I'm blind picking? It definitely, I want to see a hero that has like potential recovery in the jungle. Terrorblade would have been a great option. Yeah, I think there's a lot. You're basically putting a burden on Satanic to say how you're going to get out of this laning phase reliably. There's a lot of ways to lose here in the draft. It's hard to kind of fathom it as a spectator.
I do think the presence of Detroit's Wyvern will negate a lot of what you mentioned, though. Like, the point of picking this hero is just to sustain just the sheer carry over that threshold where they may get bullied out.
Potential for beautiful one-more combo. I really hope we're going to see the
They do. My only concern for them is just this offense going really badly. And them not being able to do anything for a while, but if you're calling for this Pango on 18, you're making it statement that you're going to beat up the Lush.
He not going to talk about Oracle talk there. Going to talk about Oracle being Jomi. Oracle Shadow being the only being Jomi.
Early game, so a lot of shoulders here with this Pango pick.
Papi. Yeah, need it,
I feel like you could go 2 routes. You could go something like a lane Bruner, like Viper or Razor, but then you have like 3 ranged cores. You could also go like utility, give yourself a little bit of team fight control. I don't think I love the idea of like a blink stunner here, actually, because there's... It's very unreliable to blink stun Pango and burst him with the given lineup.
Sorry, let's remember.
Well. So I think there's no like storm spirits that you have to make sure you catch. But okay, so they do go for kind of a pseudo lane griefer and also a stunner. I actually like this. This might be the perfect pick because I felt like they had to choose between those 2 directions, and they actually went for.
BKB ဖောက်တဲ့ကောင်7 BKB control ကျင်တာ။တော့ပြစ်သွားလဲမိုက်တာပဲအဲ့ဒါ။တွက်ကြည့်7 BKB ကြီးပြီးခုတ်မဲ့အချိန်ကိုဒီကောင်
has a pretty free game here.
ဘိုင်းတိုင်းလေးနဲ့လှုပ်လို့ရတယ်
And the only issue is maybe getting smoked on by enemy supports and getting chain stunned by Pango once he hits that level 6, but your supports can also mitigate that. You do have an Oracle who will be able to help you early on. And I love the concept of playing against a Winter Wyvern and not giving him a proper target to ult. Sure, whoever gets ulted by DSF will die his right clicks, but the other 2 cores in Batrider and in Lushrak, they don't really contribute to that. They can play in the middle of the fight without being too afraid of that Wyvern ulti.
Yeah. Sven, like this combo wombo that you're talking, like the Wyvern ulti into the Darkseer vacuum into the Sven stun, like if that ever happens, this game's like, I believe. But yeah, I don't think they're really giving it to them though. Like I think SF can play with the Hurricane Pike and just make sure he attacks from range. Batrider's very much like Clockwork and Bat are very disruptive heroes. Like they never really fight you head on. They're always going to look for that vision advantage. I honestly like Vichi's draft a lot. I've always been kind of a doubter of Sven, but it does go very well with the Darkseer. Parivision, better team on paper, but if I was only going purely off drafts, I like Vici.
I like Vici as well. I'm just looking towards, again, no one on his Pango. He has a lot on his shoulders to make the early game work because his offlane is in a difficult situation and his safe lane is maybe going to go even. So he has to be the player on his team to move everything, and he's been in this situation before. He can make it happen. They're not going to just give it to him.
41 over.
I kind of also feel that 9 class on Earth Spirit, I know it wasn't his traditional hero, but I kind of feel like the type of hero just getting in other people's faces, it kind of fits. I feel like he should thrive on the hero here as well as he did in qualifiers we saw him earlier.
The issue is the Oracle just counters that lane. Like when you play Darkseer plus Earth Spirit, it's the double Iron Shell into rolling into people, kicking them back. Oracle just removes the Iron Shell and weakens that lane pretty significantly.
I think one of the most important things about this Batrider pick is that Bat's like a very independent offlaner. You can leave him alone pretty much from like level 3 if you have to, because when I'm seeing the Earth Spirit against the 2 ranged cores, it's like the only concern is, do you have enough people to help all lanes at all times? But I think this frees up the Oracle and the Clock to counterplay 9 class, and I think it will be very difficult for him to find those openings.
I hope we have quite a skirmishy game. I feel like if Vici Gaming do well as well, they need to have that skirmishy game, and they will look for the action in this game that they have against Parivision. We got one of the
GG
favorites
ကြိုက်နေကြပါ
for
လား
this EWC
finalist တွေဟုတ်ပါ
on the dire side, on the radiant side.
GG
It's
Dread တွေကြိုက်
VG Gaming. Let's find out who comes out on top with Fansman and Kazu.
Thank you, Shiver, so very much. As we get into a pause, 33 has entered the building. He's not till next series, though.
But you know he's already in the building.
Yes, of course.
Orica
he is.
ဟိုင်းနဲ့
But yeah, Parivision versus Vici, this should be a doozy, as some would say.
You would
ပူ
say
ကာပဲ
that.
ဆိုတော့မှာဗော
I am literally saying
ဟုတ်တယ်
that,
ပူ
right?
ကာပဲ
You
ဆို
told me
တော့
to
မှာ
tell you the words you
Hola.
overused. I think you've used that
Don't
word
worry, I
every
thought-
game.
No, doozy doesn't count.
Ever since the Spirit game, it's happened.
push ကတော့မလုပ်တော့ဘူး
Damn it.
But I do think you're right. Like when you look at both Vici Gaming and Parivision, first of all, both teams have very interesting players. I'm very happy, that we have Jin Q back. I think also just like why overall, like this support duo is so good and it goes so far back as well. Like these teams have a lot of cool things going.
Nine
Also,
class
when you
ga
just look at
atat
the
ji da.
draft, like you have an Oracle Leshrac.
Oh,
It's
atat
not a
ji
combo
wara
you
yogi
see
ji.
all that often. Of course, throughout the history of Dota, it has been played many times, and there's a lot of purpose for it here. Against the Darkster man.
Jin Q is in this game.
Yeah.
In case you were wondering,
Q.
Kazu.
That's
I
good.
haven't actually gotten to cast him in a long time.
This one might be true, actually.
One of my favorite players in the scene. And I remember a specific game that really captured my heart. It was Monkey King.
Where he just
Support.
killed every career. He was
He
level
was
2.
literally not playing the game.
Yeah.
It was PvE
Yeah.
against all these couriers. Just memorable.
They did win that game, right? I'm pretty sure.
They did win, and then he tried it like 5 other times
And didn't
lost
work.
every single one. But we only remember the good times, of course.
I mean, that's why it's just nice to watch players that they do their own thing. They make the game very different. Like just because their presence is in the game, it can absolutely change
Technical boss.
the items that are
ဒီကောင်
being
တွေက
built, the
ရှေ့ပွဲ
movements
ပြီး
that
သွား
are
တဲ့
being done in the
technical ဖြစ်နေ
game.
တော့
And I would say, for me,
What
Exum
happened?
falls in like a similar category. He's not the mid player that cares that much about his own game. He's the type
စ
of
ပွန်
guy
ဆာ
that
တွေက
he will like
Sony
raise his middle finger and be like, yo,
Nino
screw you, I'm going to
or
ruin
someone
your
like
game.
that.
Like he's like the
And then
anti-mid
higher
player,
level
and I love that about this guy.
Yep, absolutely.
ဒါတွေကပါ
Have you seen this Oracle set before in game?
I've seen it once.
The Persona?
It's the good old Dark Carnival.
I didn't know it actually changed the
ကို
icon.
စ်လောက်လည်းဖြစ်တော့မှ
it's-
မဟုတ်မှန်း
it's
သိ
quite
လို့
cool,
လား
this
အ
one.
မှန်ပဲ
This also, like, even when you go back, there aren't that many Oracle players, I think, overall. Like, obviously, Insane.
ဖြစ်ထွန်းမဲ့ဟာပဲလုံးမှာဗောဘာလို့မဖြစ်ထွန်းမဲ့ဟာ
you
တော့
know,
Yeah, he retired a little too early, apparently.
he did. But why? He's a master tier, and he is one of like the best fives. I do think you have some post 5 players that they just hold some aura to themselves. I think Y is one
DC
of them.
let's pick
I think
ကောင်းလား
Same was
တဲ့
like
ကောင်းတ
the
ယ်
poster. This guy definitely had that.
DKB
type of
control
aura,
တဲ့ကောင်ထည့်လိုက်တာ
as well
တ
when
ကယ်
he
ကောင်းတယ်
played.
ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒီကောင်က
I think also speaking of people with aura,
Bright
obviously
guy
when you
need
have like Parivision.
သူ့ရဲ့
people
signature
always
ထဲမှာ
mention
bright
Parivision,
ပါတယ်
rightfully
အဲ့
so. But I think also on the Vici
GG
game side,
offlane
like, they
ကောင်
have as far as I'm concerned, it's a new
7 ဆိုတဲ့
addition to
hero က
the
သိရ
coaching
မလား
squad. It's
BKB
Yao.
ကြီး
Like,
Ghost Friend
this
အချိန်
guy
မှာ
played
ခုတ်က
years
ကွာ
ago
အဲ့တော့
at
BKB
TI. He, like,
အချိန်လေးအတွင်းမှာ
played
လက်ဆို
third,
30 လောက်
I
ဆွဲ
think,
ခံလိုက်ရတယ်
like,
ဆိုတာကလေ
they
သူ့
have
အတွက်
also
လုံး
some
ဝ
stuff on their side which will absolutely help them to.
Do you
ဆိုရ
have any
ဆုံးပဲ
idea
ကွာ
what the story is with that?
အဲ့ကွက်ကိုနင်းလိုက်တာ
Not
Has that
really.
been revealed at all?
အဲ့တခုရှိတာအဲ့ဒါဆွဲနိုင်အောင်
It's
မှာ
like public info, but I
ဟို
don't
ကောင်
really
ဝင်
know,
ပြီး
like,
အ
how
ရင်
it came to
ဗ
be,
လိုက်တာကို
because
ကျုံသွားတာ
I
လို့
believe
ဒါမှမဟုတ်
the
ဟို
coach that
Vacuum
Vici did
combo
have
အရင်မိသွားတာလို့
Like,
ဝုန်းဝုန်းဝုန်း
was
ဆို
very
လဲ
good.
ပျောက်
That's
သွား
a
မှာ
TI winner. He won on
အန်
wings.
နေကအဲ့လိုတော့
So
မြ
I
င်
don't know
တာ
exactly if this is a tryout phase or something else, but maybe they saw what Parivision did. They're like, yo, we're bringing in the veteran, the big boy.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
I wonder if anybody is having Jin-Q wash his face regularly on this lineup.
I don't know.
He's away from all that influence, good or bad, depending on your perspective.
I think it might be fine if someone doesn't tell him to wash his face.
He's probably so sick and tired that has actually just encapsulated his entire career. That's gonna be the thing he's most known for.
I'm sure he, like, because obviously he understands some English. I'm sure he knows all of these words in English because he will get memed for it all the time.
Can they kill her is the question.
The illusion doesn't do much damage at the start. Oh, it looks like it connected before.
It got her before the ult.
Right before the ult.
bounce က2စီးသွားပြီ
Alright, the team
It
is
also-
here to protect this ward, but not the tower itself.
I mean, you commit Darkseer Wall to get a tower, you force back Reckonix. I think it's fine.
You also get control of this area for
Yeah.
Tormentor coming up here.
Oh my goodness. Storm Spirit. Does he have a
Big
regen or
zip.
is he just 17 galvanized stacks? That might just be why.
ဘယ်ဒီ strip ပွဲဒီ strip ပွဲလည်းခုမှပစ်နေအောင်ဒီမှာတော့ဒီ strip က2စီးမှာပါကြည့်ကြမလို့
Scepter for the Monkey King has done. Super quick ags. Not an item we see all that often this early into the game either.
Enigma has his black hole, so it's all about that hook shot, and he does not have a blink dagger on the clockwork yet, so it's harder to get the angle.
ပိုကာမှာလည်းဖြစ်ထွန်းပါဘူးလေဖြစ်ထွန်းလေပိုကာမှာအခုမှကြိုးစားတော့အခုလို့အခုဖြစ်တယ်ဆိုရင်တော့လေ
few minutes are a good window
ဘူးကတော့အခုလို့အခုဖြစ်တော့ပဲဖြစ်မလဲ
maybe Tormentor, maybe
ဒီလိုပဲလုံနေရတာပေါ့
and it won't be so easy for Mouse with their, you know, at this point they've just been going in, right? They're all going into these fights. That is
တွေ့ရကြပြီ hello မင်္ဂလာပါ bro စားပြီလားစားပြီ
he knows I'm gonna get blink back black hole.
Magnum
Scepter and my soldiers will kill the Enigma. Right, if I'm in Wukong's command and I have soldiers being built, what can they do? Nice fear there from Delol to stop the chain CC.
မူလေးထားကယ်ရီက M1 နဲ့အဲ့လေသေပြီလေအမ
Big vacuum here into the wall. A nice overgrowth to kind of stop things for the moment, but Storm Spirit's just going to jump the back line. There's the Pierce the Veil. Where to try to target FBZ. Gets the black hole onto 2. Beautiful wheel of wonder for the side of Raconics. See if they can get anything else out of this. Nicely done from FBZ. Great patience from him. And Mouse, not really.
Sorry.
Did it give you any motivation to think about coming back yourself?
Very little. I'm happy I'm not trying because I think
because bridges were burned and people hated you.
No, what the fuck? No, it's so much time investment. I mean, the one thing is you need to be very, very skilled, and you also need to be able to move with the times. I think if you just come back and you're like, yo, I'm the best, I'm gonna make it happen. I don't think it works like that. You need to get back in line and work like your way back up. There was a reason you were good back then, and it comes from playing a lot, understanding the game, and you need to rebuild that without having a high ego.
Yeah.
And pausing the game, of course.
That's
this is very important.
We're almost at the 0-second mark, guys. Don't worry. Getting close. There's smoke from both sides, but I guess we can talk about the lineups a bit here.
The
Parivision. What's up?
He did point up. No one.
He did?
I think it's too dark.
He had his headphones off a while ago. He won't be able to hear us now. If he takes them off, we'll talk to him directly.
So I think the problem is that the one person is being hit by the lights. I think it's Satanic Screen. Like, he's the only one, the Sith Lord, as you may.
Not much light there, though. Let's be honest.
Talked about it yesterday. You know how they play at home? There's no light. It's only the monitor light.
That's true.
And maybe when the mom comes in to open the door. How are you doing, son?
Hot pockets?
God damn.
Bathroom?
God, that's too.
South Park.
Mom, bucket. Yeah, this. I didn't watch much South Park, but that's.
I mean, I could see 9 Class being that kind of guy.
Why him out of all the people?
I just heard stories.
You just don't like him.
What do you mean? He's one.
I get baited a little bit by this man. We'll see if they can contest. Chrysalis will drop the Wukong's command for safe.
ဒီပွဲတရေဆိုဟိုဘက် Ragonis ကပြန်နိုင်မှရမယ်တရေထည့်တာ
Some teams actually it has to be
တရေကြီးပဲ9ပွဲတွဲတာရှုပ်
really good about pinging ultimate cooldown.
ဒီမှာပွဲရတရေဖြစ်သွားပြီဒီပွဲလဲတရေ
no one on mouse is a cooldown because they are just they're like I'm not sure on the black hole cooldown.
အခု VG ပွဲလဲတရေပဲထည့်တာ
Make sure we get this.
Yep.
It was used a while.
VG တပွဲနိုင်မှရ
you know, it's somewhere close.
တရေ9ပွဲ
And that Storm Aegis allows him to just play that much more aggressively, especially when he doesn't have his BKB quite yet.
Yeah, we saw in the last fight, if you hit the black hole, they have the damage to follow it up.
VG ပွဲ duration over ထည့်တာ
I
41
think you'll have the control to follow it up twice.
Mid one has a gem coming right now, and it's going to potentially fly right over this tree and protector. Oh, they see him.
It's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate gem delivery for him. Pays off immediately.
That means vision control is going to get really tough. You're playing versus a Clockwork who's already got the Rocket Flare. Now there is a gem starting to remove your wards, preventing the Treant from being as aggressive as he would like. You got Monkey King in the trees. Hoodwink with that Essence Distiller. The vision game is really strong for Mouse. And it matters a lot for this game. If you know where Enigma is, you are not worried about the team fights. It is really about this black hole at this point. The other heroes on their own are just not scary enough.
Yeah, they can't stand their ground, right? Like you need the black hole to win the fight. Nice rotation through the Twin Gate top. Clockwork. Maybe looking for an opening. Doesn't see anyone quite yet. Good ward sentry placed from the Treant. gonna fly on through. Rolling Thunder looking for a target. Does manage to get him, but here comes Storm Spirit. Grabs a very good target at the beginning of the fight, right? Ringmaster, good. Oh, where's the black hole though? It's managed to find the Monkey King. He doesn't have that Aegis. He's gonna survive with the Boundless Strike. Big vacuum back. He's still alive. Into the Warbox command, but can he buy enough time? He can indeed. Hypnotized now by the Wheel of Wonder. They do manage to get the Storm Spirit, but can they get anything else? Dude, they stole the gem.
That's a pretty big win if they get out. Which, okay, looks like everyone is disengaging. I say, tier 3, pretty tempting. Oh, gets caught by Tame the Beast, but they do find the Muerta.
Hold on, the illusion, it's going off. They get the kill.
Wait, who has the gem now? I think Darkseer recovered it.
Is it? I thought it was on. Okay, yeah, Darkseer. Okay,
it.
totally worth that. The Monkey King for the Muerta to recover the gem.
And now get a D ward on the way out. That was, I was going to say that was overall a win for Reconics. The black hole was good, but Muerta was being zoned by the storm and ultimately killed him and got the gem, which actually is probably the bigger kill, but unfortunately not able to retreat fast enough, so it is back, I guess, where it was, right? Mao still has the gem, still going to have that vision control. We can see the map getting pretty dark for Reconics.
I'm shocked he died twice on the storm, but he still doesn't have that BKB. So my guess, he got controlled up in the silence and just. It
was buying time for his team, though.
Yeah,
they were getting kills on the back.
The fact that Monkey King survived that black hole was impressive. I thought for sure he was going to die in that.
You just need the Muerta's damage, and she was not able to get close enough.
Liquid
again, killing Storm, so worth it.
I love the Scotty
Esports World Cup
Q up here from Chrysalis going for his next item.
Lotus from Hoodwink. Pretty good one here.
Oh, Spray ရသွားတာကွာ
They're doing a really good job at
အခုမှမမှန်ဘူး Falcon နဲ့ Spray နဲ့ Grand Final မှာတွေ့ရ Spray ရသွား
Mouse has played most of this game on the Reconics side of the map.
Crazy.
For sure. Started from the laning stage.
အဲ့တော့အမတ်မိရလေဟိုဟာ Falcon ကဟိုဟာတွေလေးပါလေအားပေးတဲ့သူတွေလုံးဝအဲ့လို
Thank you. I do think it makes more sense for Invokers. I don't know if I fully love your idea, but
audience
this is why you should not.
As we are in the game, in case you were wondering,
we did it.
These are not phantom sounds you're hearing. It is in fact XM versus no one in the mid lane. Leshrac versus Pangolier. Who wins this? Call it, and don't be wrong.
Call it. I mean, this is quite. It's a very skill-based matchup. It shouldn't swing too much one way or the other, because actually both of them are quite happy. And it's a weird dynamic even later when they get levels. Because when you roll onto a Leshrac, if you have levels in Edict, you can't really commit as the Pango.
Is the Miposhka. Oh, the baby out
to play into. Is that here's Oracle. And this is also what makes like top-level Dota so different. It's not the one-to-one matchups. It's like the hero combos overall that make it happen, but I think no one is set up for a quite good game here, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay, let's talk about some of those matchups as the game goes on. So, looking at Pvision's side, you have the Sven carry.
Yep.
We've seen the Vac into Stormhammer before. Crazy combination. You have Wyvern to kind of set that up with the Curse as well. Anything else that's missing?
I mean, I guess roll is always good, but I think overall, like, I am looking at Sven as a hero. But this is incredibly good for Bach on the back. He's always been good against people, if you heal them, sure, you just fly straight on top of them. You just keep stacking up. So I'm looking at Bach with this.
I have a need that.
And XM is going to need that to like keep the game going.
Yeah, eventual lasso initiation into just getting instigated by a Shadow Fiend in theory. Like, very scary proposition. Of course, having the Clockwork as a secondary initiation or just somebody to make things kind of messy in the fight. I mean, that's kind of what Pangolier is in the mid lane for Pvision.
Yeah.
Kind of same idea.
And it's also because this is where both drafts have like a lot of I would say, nice things going for them. Obviously, Parivision, they can start their own fight, right? Like you talked about, you have the Vacuum Stormhammer, you've got the roll going on, you also have Earth Spirit that's rolling around. But Pari's counter initiation is honestly very good. Like when you play Batrider into heroes like Darkseer, you need to be very careful. Obviously, when you lasso a guy in, that's the guy that you're going to focus. But this can easily set up vacuums at Shiro.
Yep.
Gets a kickback.
Healthy amount of damage, and he might actually go down for this. Pops the Fairy Fire. He's just going to get run down by the Ion Shell. 9 class gets the last hit.
Which
we will be talking about as it is very important.
Especially for 9 class, because he is a... Well, okay, if it was a different hero, I'd say he's a greedy boy. Goes for greedy itemizations. He's going to roll in on under the tower, kicks him out as well. Shiro does join the party. The 9 class gets another kill to his name. As Shiro under the tower is going to get some more TP support. They really need to help this Shadow Fiend. Now he's just burning down to these Ion Shells. Rocket Flare to help out a little bit. Shiro's still be able to pop that Fairy Fire. Looks like he'll get the better notice, but the Cold Embrace comes at the last moment to notice. Again, so 9 class with 2 kills out of the 3 in this game for Pvision.
They played that so well. It might not even be done yet. Ducalis is going to Arctic Burn over the edge. But will end up dropping. But this is why one play will always lead into the next one. At least in Pro Dota, they will make use of it. They find this initial touch onto Shiro. They kill him, and they know that he's going to TP back to the lane. So Ducalis is already 1 step ahead as Satanic, taking a lot of pressure. While, of course, Ducalis did have to leave him. Should be getting healed up soon.
About it. Yep, Cold Embrace going to be ready for him. But yeah, that's back-to-back deaths for Shiro on the Shadow Fiend. I mean, this hero, at least historically, pretty good at coming back. But in the safe lane, do you feel like this is still the case?
He definitely can, but the problem is, hold that for now, XM.
XM in a bit of trouble. Shield Crash going to slow him to a crawl. Has the dive edict going, but it's being shared between the two. Getting some nice bottle charges, though, with the slow to fall, but the swat was there and the right click from no one. Down goes the mid laner of Vici, and they're down 4-1.
Yeah, even with the urn, like that 9 class just got from the first blood earlier, like you go for this play, you share all the damage, and they're both going to be full HP. Because, yeah, this is just why all these things matter so much. This is not a lane where Shiro on it, he's not really allowed to die. You have an Oracle with you, so that's just 9 class, and notice finding a very nice touch earlier down in the bottom lane with the kickback and the vacuum.
Outland အဲ့လိုမျိုးတေးနေလို့မရအောင်ကျေဦးဖေးကအဲ့လိုသူ့မတေးအောင်လို့ cover ပေးဖို့အတွက် Oracle ထည့်ထားတာကိုဒီကောင်တေးနေတယ်အဆင်မပြေဘူးဟို Ion Shell ဖြတ်မဲ့ကောင်တမင်ထည့်ပေးတာတေးပါသူလို့ Oracle ကိုထည့်ပေးတာအဲ့နေရာမှာနှစ်ကောင်ပဲရှိတယ် Enchantress နဲ့ Oracle နဲ့အဲ့နှစ်ကောင်က
it's just absurd
ဟိုဓာတ်စီယာကို lane ထဲမှာကောင်တာဖို့အကောင်းဆုံးပဲ
Satanic was pressured quite a bit because of all the rotations that Pvision.
နောက်တစ်ကောင်ရှိသေးတယ်နောက်တစ်ကောင်ကတော့ position fight နဲ့အရင်ကြီးတော့မလိုက်လာကိုရှိသေးတယ်လာကိုလည်းကောက်တာတယ်အိုးရကောင်းလိုက်လား thank you
6 stacks of sticky napalm on Satanic burning down very low
ကောင်းတယ်နော်မသေးတာမသေးဘူးဒီကောင် power ကောလမ်းတိုက်တာကြီးကလုံးဝကွက်တီ
shortly as well. So again, Satanic staying alive throughout this laning stage.
Yeah, honestly, both teams are doing a good job at like pressuring, as Satanic is also sticking around for now, just making sure that they get the Lotus. Bach has to be a little bit careful here.
Patch got
some farm, and then we'll get another heal from the Wyvern shortly thereafter.
Because even net worth in the top lane is honestly, I'm going to call this a slight W for Pari, at least for now, with Mr. Pvision here, as Jin Q is going for the Cogs play.
Still being quite disruptive. Satanic not able to get all the farm that he wants. Gets the Stormhammer off, but now that Bach has come back, he's come Bach, in fact.
Damn, that's a good one. Never heard that before. These heals are annoying. Like, Winter Wyvern overall, I think it's a hero that is really starting to, like, really gain the respect that it should have. Let's hold that again. Some more bowling being played.
Satanic only able to dodge one.
And
he just burned out all his mana now.
I mean, they gotta be careful because if you look at the bottom side, you are being pressured.
အဲ့ကောင်ကလည်း level 2ကလည်း3တက်မှမ3တက်တင်ထားပြီးဘာမှမထူ level 1နဲ့လိုက်ကတ်တာပိုကောင်း
The good news for Shiro is his CS is
ကိုဆိုအဲ့လောက်ထိအောင်မပေါင်းနိုင်တော့
higher than Satanic. The fact that it's even close is good for him.
ထိအောင်ပေါင်းနိုင်တဲ့ကောင်တွေကြတော့ level 2အဆုံးနေပါတင်ရအရန်တန်
Also now you've got the max edict.
Mana တွေဘန်းပြီးတော့လုံးဝ
That's half the tower gone. So that's very good. If at any point no one is not here, that tower just drops.
ဒီမှာတီတော့မယ် XM တီတော့မယ် Esporots ကွက်တီပဲတီသွားပြီ
9 doing so much damage in combination with no one, and it's more than
ဒီမှာဝတ်ထားတာမှာလေလို့ Esporots လိုမျိုး mobility မြင့်တဲ့ကောင်ဒီလောက် rotate နေ
No
ဟာ
one with also a quick TP to the top lane. They
Well,
did
well,
not
what
spot
had
it,
the
but
badge?
it looks like Bark has a little bit of a read.
Yep, does
Badge,
get the
badge,
swashbuckler
show
hit
ya.
multiple times, but not able to find any meaningful connection. Still not, he doesn't have his rolling thunder quite yet.
That's actually a big deal because he not only shows his body in the top lane, he lost a lot of mana. It could mean that potentially if the rune now ends up spawning bottom, they have no way of contesting it. As XM does TP back into the mid lane.
Yep. It will be an invis bot, so you're right, no one. Not going to feel too good about that. XM in the meantime, let's see if he can take advantage of that rune.
And still, it's a 2k lead. 9class has found some very nice plays here so far in this game. Getting
That's
XM
now what
twice
takes
was
on
just
it.
a good TP earlier.
စဖန်ထက်ထိတ်ရအောင်
And
ကြည့်အောင်
notice as well, his net worth is it's
Oracle ထည့်ထားပြီလို့ပဲဓာတ်စီယာရဲ့အဲ့လောက်ဖက်ပြီးသွားအောင်
net worth. That's a dominator completed on Darks here, and
ဝေးရတစ်ဖက်ဆောင်နေဖြစ်တော့
heroes at least in this early game to like try and threaten him. You're gonna need hookshot and then a Lashrak later with a combination.
I mean, usually when we see the Darkseer and then an Oracle comes out, you're like, okay, he's hard countered in lane. Is that like?
ငါထည့်
is it just
situation
about the
over
pulling?
It's
41
honestly like not. It's a strong counter, but he can still play. If you
Duelation,
can find these small
duelation.
moments, which they did. Like I don't think Shiro was allowed to die earlier in this lane, so
စဖန်တော့န
it
ည်းန
does
ည်း
start
ဟို
there.
မွတ်နေရ
It's
လို့ပြောရ
about
မယ်
the, like one or two
Huh?
instances Hero there. If
ပုံ
he
မှန်
can
ဆို
squeeze
ရင်
through, and now that he has
တောင်းဖတ်တဲ့
dominated,
စဖန်
it
ဒီ
doesn't
ချိန်မှာ
matter that
4500
that's the
5000
game.
ပဲ
It's incredibly
4
hard for
minutes.
Richie to now stop this.
စဖန်မွတ်နေလို့နည်း
He's
နည်း
had the
ဟို
time
ဟာ
of
ဖြစ်
his
နေပြီ
life unnoticed.
အေး
Gonna try to go for Shiro potentially, but they run right into Y first. Will Fate's Edict himself to stay relatively healthy. Gets rolled on after the fact though, as XM joining the party. Gets a nice split Earth onto the Earth Sphere with the Requiem coming out from Shiro. And that's enough for 9class to go down.
It's a good play just to make sure that they at least hold their own jungle for
ဗီ
a
ဒီယိုနည်းနည်း
little
အား
bit.
ပေးရမယ်
Because if you can,
Video
you need to
အားပေး
find
မှာ
someone
ဟိုကောင်
unnoticed
လေး
at least a little bit. Like look at your
Duration
three heroes.
က
You're
over
playing
ဟိုကောင်လေး
SF,
ပြီးတော့မှ
Leshrac, and Batrider.
စဖန်
Darkseer
4 5ကွက်
loves
လောက်
rolling
နဲ့တက်
first
ရိုက်
side and Grease Sword Pipe. And if you can get that against
စဖန်
this
3 ကွက်
striker
လောက်မှ
of
တည်းက
Vici
ပွဲပြီး
Gaming,
သွားရင်တော့
they
ကြီး
can
ကြီးပဲ
really have damage
မှောက်
problems.
ပြီ
Satanic with the Mask of Madness now.
ဘဝတက်ကြည့်ရသွားပြီ okay
He'll be very happy farming. Also,
But
even
hey,
levels on
no
Sven
one-
later. Like Warcry can then just suddenly offset. Like you have Pipe for the magic resistance. You have Cold Embrace and Warcry to help you with the rest. Jin Q.
Fight over the rune here. Jin Q
That's a
gets
quick kill.
completely destroyed as the damage rune onto no one. Are we able to get a stun here? No. No one. Still not with the Rolling Thunder. You usually get this at 9 then? Or it kind of depends?
Kind of just depends.
Okay,
I think also now that he had Diffusal, it was very nice to just play with a 4-4-0. And this is a very early timing on the Diffusal, at least for now. I also like that Notice is already angling, like to this mid area. Just to try and help, 10-minute timing. You've got the Siege. You can play around your Pango, who's... I mean, these are the two strongest heroes in the game. If they line up together right now, it is very difficult for Vici to fight back.
See how much they want to pressure here. Still with that 2k lead, so not growing very much, but getting better map control. They're going to run into a stack here as
တက်အုပ်
well.
ကြီးပေးလိုက်ရပြီဒါနှစ်အုပ်ပါပဲ
Not the most massive,
This
but
how I am,
will be some nice gold injection for Parivision.
It's difficult to fight at the moment for Vici. It would be nice if they can wait for Jin Q's level
No,
6
got
to
3K
come out, as they
Sakwa.
don't have that yet. I would say this plus the Blink Dagger on XM, which is coming out, who's currently in a bit of trouble. Trying to run away from no one's big rolling thunder.
Yep, he's almost as fast, it seems. No one. He's going to have to settle for Y.
အို
Early false promise onto Y.
ဒီလောက်တည်း
though,
မူး
as
ဝင်
no one now is going to
အာ
have
ဟို
to
လိုက်မ
back
မူး
away
လားမနာမ
completely
လား
as his
ဘူး
rune is going to be dispelled.
Still a lot of pressure. Like if you look right now, if you were to draw a line where Vici's gaming heroes are on the map, they're very far pushed back.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's only SF kind of, and that's only next to his tier 1. Like Satanic is free farming top, no one just goes into the enemy jungle, forces back like 3 heroes. And this is a type of pressure, you feel it in the game.
You can see the stacks there, a little bit higher on the Parivision side. And of course, they've taken more stacks because they stole it from Vici's side. Jin Q not quite level 6 yet.
Yeah, they really need that. I mean, they will have to try and play around XM.
9class, he's spotted, kicks one away, but he's going to take a lot of damage from this Pulse Nova. The wall comes out from the other side. Those Notice gets a nice vacuum onto XM.
ဒီတော့အော်တေးသွားပြီဇင်ကျူကောင်းတယ်နော်
They do lose 9class, but XM
Oh,
is
go on
the
and
trade.
get that,
They'll
yeah.
take
What
that
do you-
every single day of the week.
Was still good by Jin Q to kind of squeeze in that initial kill, but yeah, there's so many reasons for this to be a good Darkseer game, not just with his own draft, but also against Leshrac. You have Max Edict. If there's one wall coming out suddenly, there's illusions tanking it. There's also a surge to make people run away. You get the pipe coming out later, so VG Gaming definitely not in the best position here for now.
Hero pick all low 9 on my yard. You want to go east here? I don't. Olumio Kayaro will tell you.
Will be next for
Mana Ho, Mana capacity and name. Mana regional name. I don't tell you. Hero Matana, Mahobia. Hero Tabio Piantini, Mahobia. But the guy is because I got sound or risk now.
They're hitting.
Don't winter being Piamati Mayama. Upon the yard of Pianti, Lala, winter gas. Hey, Pianti.
Completely now. XM's going to get rolled on.
False promise
comes out. This is a lot of damage. As Shiro joins the party as well, but I think XM taking the brunt of it here. From no one. And Shiro does get off the record at the last moment with the raises to follow. No one in a lot of trouble. Will be picked off as Jin Q just going to hook shot for the hell of it.
That's all fair, yeah.
Both mid laners trading their lives, but on the XM side, that's his 4th death. Didn't get any XP out of it.
Yeah, even with all the heals being pumped into him at
Esprit,
initially, like the 1-for-1 trade, you can argue, okay, it's fine for Vici, but Satanic is full chilling. He's just playing PvE in this game. There is no pressure in his lane.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'd love to see that as a Sven. Nobody better at taking stacks than Satanic. Of course, his team's not able to stack that much. Yeah, they're just busy killing all of the other heroes.
Team P's got
try for the steal, but not happening. TP's right in the face of danger, though. Either way, though, from Vici's side, 5K deficit. They need. I mean, we haven't really seen Lasso yet.
No.
Obviously, Bach will need a Blink Dagger to be able to pull
that
off. Has the drones right now about 700 away from Blink.
The idea
he is working on it, and they will be needing that. Like the last
stall
the game a bit, because this is also an awkward phase. Like for a hero like Leshrac, like when you get your Blink, you really need to keep the game going because you're not building any stats. Even your next item, if he goes Kaya now, it doesn't really help you fight all that much. So all these deaths really, really matter. And like we said, Satanic, he hasn't even been part of the game yet. When he has Blink, he also has Max Warcry. Suddenly you're fighting into Pipe and Max Warcry on the entire team. Could be quite troublesome here for Vici.
Yeah, he is going Blink next, so 700 away from that. Yeah, they have some... He actually has a lot more gold than I thought he did, because we were just talking about his Echo Saber. I guess that was basically finished when we were mentioning it.
Well, the hero forms fast, and if Satanic does one thing well, it is absolutely get fat.
You know, what was it, 2 years ago when he kind of entered the scene in full? He was approaching best player in the game status. Then it tapered off a bit as no one looking for some action. XM's gonna dodge it nicely. Jin Q being a nuisance as always. Good split earth onto the first spear. Being activated. XM gets false promised. And that should save him for the time being, and no one's going to have to roll away from the SF as he gets a nice swash on the Jin Q to completely destroy the robot. And Shiro's going to have to hightail away. These false promises have been good, but feels like
they're kind of
Vici are just they're not stemming the bleeding enough.
Yeah, was going to happen anyway. I mean, Bach just isn't finding a way to be in these plays, at least not for now. He did pick up his Blink, so potentially, you know, he was in this type of situation where, guys, I'm close to my Blink, try not to fight, then the fight breaks out, so you just wait anyway. But the problem is that the net worth lead, it's just keep going up here for Pvision.
Yep. Lead keeps growing, so 6K for Pvision. And I believe all their items have aligned. So I would expect them to get ultra aggressive here. As the Blink Dagger up and running for Satanic.
Even
9 class going for a Blink is 300 away.
I mean, support Earthward with Blink, I'm a big fan of it. Just like blink in, kick some people back, or even save some of your allies.
Oh, all right. Jin Q making sure that that works on teammates. The old facet would have been great for that, the extra armor and lower cooldown. Of course, we never saw that facet.
We did not.
Everybody wanted to go bowling.
They also kept trying to buff it. But then at some point you just, okay, hold that. As you got Pvision looking for their own smoke.
Despite the Earth Spirit being dead, they want to try to go for something here. Swashbuckle onto Bach. He does get off the lasso, but not much follow-up.
Yeah, he's cooked.
In fact, none at all. The follow-up
He
is
is
from
cooked. He is cooked. Let's hope he's very sure. Look at oh, back it back.
Successfully.
Sabaga
They
ayo.
do lose only one hero, and they forced most of.
သူ့ဘေးနားမှာလက်ဆိုးဆွဲရင်ဒါမဲ့ပေးမဲ့ကောင်မရှိတာ။အဲ့နားမှာမသွားလို့နေတယ်။ ဘယ်လောက်ဝိုင်းနေသူလဲနှစ်ကောင်နဲ့။မရှယ်ရိုဖင်းရှိနေလို့သွားပြီးတော့ရှာတာဆိုတမျိုး
And even for now, like, there's a lot of timings that came out for Parivision that's just incredibly hard to fight into because it's not just that.
And now all of
it's also that over their team fight is stronger. They have Pango, Earth Spirit, even Winter Wyvern, like.
ဘယ်ပိုင်နေဝါခရိုင်းနေမှာကတ်စတာတွေပြောသလိုပဲဝါခရိုင်းအာမာပေါင်းတာအဆုံးကွာအသင်းလုံးအာမာတွေပေါင်းနေမယ်အဲ့ဒါမှပိုင်နေဆိုတော့ physical လည်းကာပြီးသား magical လည်းကာပြီးသားဒီမိနစ်ပိုင်းမှာဗတ်တယ်ချရင်တော့ဘယ်လို့မှနိုင်မှာမဟုတ်ဘူးနည်းနည်းဟိုဖြန့်ဖန်းတာလို့ပါတော့လုံးမရ
all the bros are going blinking they're blinking it eventually
တင်ဗလိုက်တာနဲ့တကောင်ချင်းဆွဲစားကွာအဲ့လိုဆွဲစားရင်လည်းအဲ့လိုအကောင်ကြီးဆွဲစားနိုင်မှာရမယ်
Of course he does.
လက်စီယာတို့တည်ရမလားပန်ဂိုလီယာတို့အဲ့လို
Trying to
မျိုး
hold it together. It's day 2.
ကောရီကိုအဲ့လိုဆွဲစားနိုင်မှာရ
Too quickly.
ဗတ်တယ်ချဖို့စဉ်းစားလို့တော့မရ
You know they are holding on to their 7k lead. At least they don't have like the best Roche lineup. Which is good news for Vici Gaming, at least for now. Of course, Darkseer is okay. You can have multiple shells. You have the lucky shot from Pango, but Sven doesn't really love killing Roche all that much. They are eyeing their own safe lane tier 1.
Oh boy. Yeah, they run right into the poor Oracle. Couldn't see that coming despite being a prophet.
Yeah, unlucky for him. Which is nice. Like you want to be able to hold on to your entire map. We saw this yesterday too. Like all three tier 1s being up at 90 minutes. 1-3 အဆုံးပါတဲ့ပြီးတော့တကာနဲ့ဆော့
And also like theဝင်ပြီးတော့ silence ဆွဲတဲ့အကွက်ကဟုတ်တော့ဟုတ်တယ်
2 to 3 heroes up top. No one he continues to farm. But he knows that Vici they just want to farm on their own.
And no one 1300 away from his Aghanim Scepter. His farm is extremely good. And of course, noticed just a little bit ahead of him. He's had a free game on this Darkseer completely.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic game so far. Honestly, nearly everyone has, I think, on the Parivision side.
I think he noticed how many people have Blink Daggers on his team and has re-switched his queue up a bit to go for the Shivas instead now.
Yeah, I guess it's good, right? You already have all the other ones that can like follow up and like already start the fight for you, so you don't really have to do it as well. You can like surge your way in. Want to see how the next couple of minutes are going to be played. At least for Vici, you have Shiro who he recovered quite nicely.
အချမလဲဘာချမလဲ
You farm very quickly. You've got good mana region. You've got.
ကိုကတော့ duration over ချထားတယ်ဒီမှာရေကြီးနေပြီစပြီးတော့ VG ဘက်က Ashray ပါပြီတာဝါတိုင်းမမရ
The
သေးဘူး
BKB is
ပြဿနာတော်တော်ကြီးတယ်အဲ့ဒါ
is it on
အဲဘောလေ
the
ခိုးဖောက်နေတော့တာဝါတိုင်း
isn't it?
ကျိုးတယ်ကွာလေ။အော်နေအဲ့လိုလည်းမလုပ်နိုင်ဘူး။ Okay စမုတ်သွားပြီ။အဲ့ Esprit ကိုပဲစမုတ်နေရမဟုတ်သေးဘူး
ကွာ
ကွာ
without BKB and maybe even go for like just a bloodstone build.
မတန်ဘူးလေ။အကောင်ကြီးကြီးအမီးရှိရှိလိုက်
I
ရှာ
think you
ပြီ
can just because you have Oracle playing with bloodstone could be quite nice. But let's see at least for now because they are quite.
ဟောလာပြီဟောလာပြီ BKB ကပါလာပြီစပန်
Titanic is hungry. They're going to get a nice connection though onto the Pangolier. They use
Okay,
the lasso
Pangolier
as well.
တော့ရှော့သွားတယ်နောက်မှ
Titanic going for Oracle.
Titanic တကောင်
Innocence
ဖုတ်လိုက်
is
ပြီ
dead. Jin Q
Oh.
on the run now is 9 class in the vicinity as well. Nice vacuum to cancel the TP. Jin Q will be left for Satanic. As the double kill comes
Winter
out from
gas
the
မရ
Sven,
လိုက်ဘူး
but the TP
အော်
is
စပူရာနှ
mostly
ကောင်ပဲသေ
successful
သွား
on
တာ
the
ကွာ
VG
အဲ့ဒါတော့
side.
တန်ပါတယ်
They lose 2 supports, but they get the mid
စူရာနှ
laner
ကောင်
in
သေတယ်
no
ပန်ကို
one.
ရှော့တယ်ဆို
You're quite happy here if
For
you're
one.
Vici on this. Like you're forcing all these heroes into the top lane. You do kill no one, which is quite nice overall too. And Shiro again, he didn't need to be part of this whatsoever. He can just stay mid, get his levels going, get towards his next item, which is gonna be the pike for now. But yeah, Satanic he's a monster so far in this game.
I mean, give him 21 minutes of free farm.
He'll do it, yeah.
Not many people better at it than him.
Well, they have yet to die on both Noticed and Satanic in this game. I don't know if that's going to change all that's like really soon. They're very tanky. You've got a BKB completed on Satanic. It's going to have a Chrysalis soon as well. Damage output going to be through the roof. Also now level 3 God Strength. Very early timings here on their side.
Now we'll see if they want to occupy the bottom side of that map.
ဒီစိမ်း prime တိုင်းတော့ဘယ်လိုမြင်လဲ
2 minutes past
အ
due
ကောင်းတာ
already.
ဗော ကောင်းတာဖို့ပဲ
They
ပြော
could. The
ဘ
only
ယ်လို
thing
ပြော
is
သိ
if you overcommit on the bottom side, Roche.
လူတိုင်း
if VG
prime
are
time
on
နေ
the
မှာ
ball,
တော့
they
အကုန်လုံးက
could
god
try
တွေ
to
ပဲ
threaten it, like,
insane
for a
နဲ့
potential
god
Roche trade. Like you have Flash, you have SF. They're both quite good at killing Roche.
god တွေမို့
So
လဲ
we need to see how quickly they can do it.
နေရာတနေရာရောက်တာလေ
It is also against a clock.
Kêu
Work.
vào lâu
Even
là
Legion Q
kia
can
là.
squeeze in the perfect timing on the rocket flare. This one will be off the mark.
BG
So
ပတ်တဲ့တ
probably
ပွဲနိုင်
will
ဖို့
not
လို
have
တယ်
time for another one.
over တော့ over လောက်တယ်
And they didn't use
Now
God
what
strength for
about-
this, so we'll
ဟို
be
အရင်
a little
စုပ်
slower.
ပြတ်နေတာမျိုးတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးဒီမှာ Chernobyl တို့ဘာလို့လိုက်တော့လိုက်နေပြီနောက်ဝက်လေးက13000 12000ဆိုတော့ right ဒါ offlane ဖြစ်ပေမဲ့နောက်ဝက်အရင်မလို့ရောင်းတာဝင်က
Also, like now you
7
have a
BKB ချိန်မှာဆွဲပေးနိုင်ရပြီ
angle, like all these
တော့နေ
things
တ
are
ပွဲ
just
လောက်
coming
ပတ်
out
တယ်
way
အဲ့လို
too quickly.
ပြန်ဆိုင်နိုင်လောက်တယ်ကိုထင်တော့အဲ့ဒီညရင်
So
over ပါ
the
မှာ
cold embrace shard, the damage that it gives, is it base or all?
It's
အဲ့တော့
base.
BG ဘက်နောက်ထပ်4កောင်5កောင်လောက်ကို
It's very, very, very
အရင်မနှိမ်မဲနဲ့တက်လိုက်နိုင်ရင်
Because God strength is base.
သူတပြန်ကိုတပြန်နဲ့
It is all for
Increase.
base.
ကေး over
Yeah.
သွားလောက်တယ်
It's all like quite
Oh,
good.
leave it
to me.
alone.
Like, it's already
Leave
all these
it
spells. Like
Ah,
already
they
the
love.
base level is quite good. Like when you're Winter Wyvern, like all your spells are already strong as they are. I also like this movement currently. Coming up from Parivision, you take the Tormentor down bottom. You know that the bot side doesn't really matter all that much anymore. Taking over both the top half or any tier 2 tower would be quite nice for you. Just so you also get outpost control.
I feel like it's a little awkward to use on Satanic though. Like when you're not using it before
အရင်ကြီးလက်
battle.
ကောတာပဲ
No, you- honestly, not
And a
really.
lot of times that you use it in the middle of that. He's not
prime time နေမှာတော့အ
It's
ကုန်
more
လုံး
like
က
a
god တွေ
bonus
ပဲ
if you can,
god
like,
တွေ
save
ပဲ
it in the middle and you get like some turnaround with
Not
some
Toledo,
lifesteal or
Messi,
Satanic
though.
later.
Shield spotted,
It's a
gets
good take back.
kicked. Roll's not going to connect, but a second
Where's-
roll comes in via Noah,
where's
and now
Hugo?
the right clicks from
Olige
Satanic.
Olige ပဲပြောင်းနေ
More
တော့
than enough.
Olige
Shiro
ဝေး
will
မှာ
die for the fourth time this game. He's down for 60, and this
ဒါ
should
ပေမဲ့
open
ဒူ
up
လေးက
Roche.
တနာဖို့ကောင်းတယ်ကွာ walk မရပါဘူး
It's just a good play, like punishing you next to the tier 2, but it's also something you should be kind of aware of.
အစီက walk ရအောင်
Parivision
နှစ်
have
ကောင်
a
လုံး
lot
ကတော့
of
ကျ
their
န်
timings available. They should be looking at these type of plays to open up Roche. Lee Xingqiu's being annoying with the rocket flare. Because they could look
ကို
to
လင်းမ
contest,
6
like,
သိန်း
you
အောင်
have
ပြီး
Backrider, you have Clock, very good Roche
ဘောင်းဆက်
contesting
ကြ
heroes.
သွားတယ် GG လို့
No, they might try for it. Bach looking for an angle. Gonna go for the flame break. Actually pushes
အေ
everybody out. They cross the
း
BKB.
ဗမာလည်း
Rush
ပြစ်မဲ့ကောင်း
really
ပြစ်မဲ့ကောင်းမှ
got
မရှိ
low.
တာ
Okay, they
ဝင်းတာ
don't have
က
the
ကြီးက
SF.
ကောင်းလိုက်တော့ကွာ
Counter curse now from Ducalis, and now this is where Vici will evaporate. Bach is dead. Clockwork as well, and now Leshrak, the last remaining core on Vici. This is going to be a
Taka
full
Kongli,
team
huh?
wipe. They do all of this without the Shadow Fiend, and they pay
Sorry.
horribly for
Yeah,
it.
they pay the price in full.
အား
That is
တော့
just a little bit too easy
တ
for
ကယ်
them.
ဟို
Like,
တရုတ်တွေက
Parivision is in a
တ
good
ကယ်
position,
ထုံ
but
တာ
even
ကွာ
so,
သိ
that's
လား
kind of a self gank. Like Bach
အဲ့ဒီ
running in,
လိုရှန်ကို
getting the
ပေးလိုက်
draft
လို့
back, but
အဲ့လောက်မ
this
ဆို
is
ဘူး
just where
ဒီ
Winter Wyvern is always
သူ
gonna
တို့
come
ရဲ့
in clutch.
physical carry မ
Ducalis
ပါ
with a
ဘဲ
good
နဲ့
burst,
သွားချတာ
Xingqiu
အ
blinking
ဆိုးဆုံးပဲ
at the
အဲ့လို
same
သွားချ
time
ပြီး
there,
4ယောက်မှောက်
and
သွား
from
တာ
that point onwards, it's
ပို
just-
ဆိုးတယ်
it's just a hard
ရိုရှန်
fight to
လည်းပေး
take.
ရ4ယောက်လည်းမောက်အဲ့လိုကြီး
I mean,
ဖြစ်တာ
look at
ပေါ့
Roche.
ဘာကြီးတော့
It even got the XM, like, in
It's a
the
little bit
curse.
too ambitious,
Yeah.
surely.
physical carry မပါဘူး
And
လေ
then notice as well,
အဲ့လိုကြီး
like,
သွား
you
ချ
get a
ရှော
great
တာ
back,
ပေါ့
you
လောက်
might
တော့
just
မ
hear,
လောက်
the fight's just too easy at this point.
Isn't that an instance where if SF did have buyback, that felt like that was the kind of a forced play in that, but
Yeah,
4v5?
like even with SM, like it's not that you really want to go for the play. I think the best
ဘာ
thing
ဝဲ
you
ဆို
could
ရှိ
do there
တာ
for Vici is
ဥ
you
ပ
play
နဲ့
it
ကူ
slowly,
ကန်
play
လို့
with
ပေါ့ကဲ
rocket
လို့နေ
flare,
တော့
as well.
Q pulling a collapse.
Well, now it all
Steals
makes
the
sense.
ace.
ကိုနေရတော့တွေးလိုက်တယ်ဗီဒီယို
They delayed it into the bottom side.
All right.
ဟိုကပွဲက
That could
နောက်
be one of those tournaments you
La-
just see
now la
more snap
Cambodia
stages
တော့ရှိ
than just normal picked up ones.
လက်ပြန်ထီထိုးပြီး
So
လူ
nicely
ချာ
done from Xingqiu.
ဂရပလီယာလက်ဘယ်လိုကြလဲ
No,
ဘယ်လို
it's
ဘိုင်း
still
နေ
a
စကြ
13K
လဲ
deficit, so I don't
ဘ
think
ယ်လို
it
ဘိုင်းနေ
changes
စကြ
too
လဲ
much, but it's
ဆိုတော့
still-
reflex
It's a banger.
ဘိုင်းနေစကြ
See how
Where's
close
he
this
come
was.
from? Sick angle.
reaction ဘိုင်းနေစ
Oh,
ကြ
no one even tried to like blink
Yeah,
towards
that
it
was
to block
really
it.
close.
ဥပမာ BKB ကြီးတဲ့တိုင်မင်းနေဘလင်းခုံတဲ့တိုင်
That's
မ
why
င်း
you
နေ
gotta scan the area for the
ညံ
thieves,
နေ
guys.
နှုံးနေပေါ့နော်ပြီးရင်ရုတ်တရက်တွေ့တဲ့အချိန်မှာ
Clockwork, add him to the list.
အဲ့လို
I mean, I think they already did that.
လုပ်တဲ့
when
ဟာ
they
တွေ
were top, surely.
reflex
They find
တွေ
a
ကွာ
vacuum onto
အဲ့ဟာတွေ
SM
ကွာ
all alone.
အဲ့ဟာတွေကြာ
Yeah. He's going to be picked off very easily by the triple combo here from
ပြီးရင်ရဲတာ
Parivision.
မရဲတာ
There it is. The
Wow,
blink on Ducalis as well to join suit with all his brothers.
The Aegis Steel feeling like a small misstep for Parivision in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things.
Really doesn't change that much.
အဲ့ဟာတွေကဘာကြီးကွာလဲဆိုမှလက်စစ်တွေဘာတွေအလဲမှာရှင်စားတာလို့ရှိရင်အဲ့ reflex မြန်တဲ့ကောင်တွေက သိမလား attack ကြီးပေး critical လုံးဝတနိုင်နေလို့အဲ့လိုဆောင်းသူတို့ရဲ့ဒီတစ်စက္ကန့်အတွင်းမှာ click တဲ့ click နှုန်းနဲ့အဲ့လိုလက်ကျတဲ့လူရဲ့ click တဲ့ click နှုန်းကကွာသွားအဲ့လိုမျိုး
I mean, even if he did, don't think it would have made much difference. He does
Online
use it on
OC
himself and will live as a result. Jinkyu, you're dead.
It's difficult for them to play the map right now.
Only 6 kills in this game for Vici as a whole. Pvision
Yeah,
in control.
That's a very good vision out overall, like from the Pvision side, like.
အဲ့ဝက်ပါလာထောင်သွားပြီ
you know
အဲ့ပွဲသိမ်းတိုက်ကွက်ပဲအဲ့ဝက်နဲ့ညင်နေရပြီးတော့ vacuum 7 combo ကြီးအဲ့ high ground မှာဝင်သွားလို့တော့တခါလဲ GG ခေါ်ပြီးပဲအဲ့ဒါ
Another tier 2 will go down here in the top side, which leaves mid lane as the last remaining outer tower. Oh, they get a nice roll in onto Y and pick him out of his own base for the free kill.
Not just making perfect use of everything. You know, this is what, if you get to play support Earthwood like this, you love your life. You blink in, you kick some people out, you have a great base ward. Jinkyu.
He's also going to get kicked out. Seen this before? Goodness gracious. What a disaster game for Vici.
They got 2 kills from 1 base ward, and this is also why it's good. Like, you just linger around it. You know, sometimes a ward is like, oh, but they can kill it so quickly. But they linger first, they kill the first guy, then they protect.
နောက်မှာ winter ကြီးထောက်နေတော့ဟိုကောင်လက်ဆိုးဆွဲသွားလဲ winter လိုက်ပြီး cast လိုက်သုံးမှာဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူး cast လိုက်မသုံးရင်တော့ခဲပေးလိုက်မှာကွာဘယ်လိုတတ်အမှနောက်မှာ cast မဲ့ကောင်ခဲမဲ့ကောင်ရှိတယ်မ cast မဲ့ကောင်တွေ့လားအဲ့ဘယ်လိုလုပ်မလို့အမှ vacuum မိသွားပြီ
From notice onto 3 here. Shiro getting destroyed from the cleave. False promise at the last moment, though. Might have taken too much damage. We'll see if he pops or not.
He's good. He's
like he'll live in the fountain.
I mean, they were looking for the lasso. Finishing his BKB. So again, I think some small miscommunication there to like try and make a comeback. It's difficult. You feel that in this game.
ဒီအောင်သွားလုံးရင်ဒီကောင်ကြီးကဒီလိုလာလုံးမယ်ဆိုတာကိုတိတိနဲ့လုံး
You want to make a comeback in this one.
အဲ့ဒီအချိန်မှာ winter ကိုတယောက်ကရှုပ်နေမှရမှာဥပမာ7ကိုလုံးမယ်ဟေးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်7ကိုလက်ဆိုးနဲ့ဆွဲမယ်ကွာအဲ့ဒီအချိန်မှာ winter ကို clock white ကဝင်ပြီးတော့ရှုပ်ထားနိုင်မှအဲ့ဒါလုံးလို့ရအဲ့လောက် basic တော့သိတဲ့နယ်လေပြလို့ရပြလို့စောနေတာခလေးကြားနေ
I don't think so. Like,
hey, winter
I think you see that Shiro like finishes up his here, so it's too late. They can't really follow it up. Even if he tries to Requiem as a follow-up here, Notice can always just blink in and like vacuum stop, and it's just difficult overall.
Now Satanic has his namesake.
Yeah, he's got. So the best item build you can ask for in this type of game.
Yeah, upgrading the Blink next, and then all he can really do is the old Ag Shard / Moon Shard and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Just all the consumables, essentially.
Some refresher in the backpack, get like some second God Strength going on, can always be nice. Maybe, you know, replace your boots for like a Silver Edge after you eat your Ags.
I have to say, one of the best changes in the last 10 years in Dota is refresher not working with items.
Oh, I really like that. I think it made it
like
too easy.
That's all. Well, we went out. I show Hobby. Went out. My win. I like it. I mean, I cut out.
BKB false promise on the block as he limps back to base. Jinkyu about to be 2-shot if he's not careful. Make it 3 instead. Satanic will be able to watch him die. And Y is next on the list, so 3 dead for Vici and Pvision. Yeah, game's called. GG. Pvision take game 1 in convincing fashion, to say the least.
Yeah, they made it look quite easy, I'm not gonna lie. I think they played very well, like, the entire laning stage already. I think they got way too many kills on the bottom side. I also really like that, even that early on, like, Ducalis makes it.
He's figured out BYL.
For a kill-up-wise, you wanted Roshan. It's a tactical loss in the end for Nemesis.
Yeah, you do not have the damage to really bring him down. Also, you've committed the kisses, so, you know, if they're able to go in with the bear, they can just clean you up.
How close are we to a black hole, though? Is the main question here. Where is Jabs on this Enigma? It's still black. Black for black hole.
Oh, many seconds till my ultimate.
Spot out the bear. They know he's here, but can he actually kill him?
Oh, Lelis goes there. Gets out for now, but Yamson, no, he gets the sharpshooter. BKB on the bear with the Shadow Blade active. A hook shot over the river, down the hill. Let's see if he gets through the woods. He might be good for now. Whoa, Chasm Stone, Bush Flag with the boomerang on top. Bouncing Betty of an acorn will not be enough unless... No. Lelis survives for now. Goes to scout the Roshan with the flare. And makes it roar because of that contribution of damage from the Radiant. Interesting. But it will not unless... Oh, okay, be punished. They're all relatively healthy. I don't think it's a play.
And without Yamsen, like they could have had 5-on-5 once Rubicon respawns and it collapses up, but Yamsen dying, that was a very odd move. They see the bear. My first instinct when I see the bear is run. Run and trip whoever's next to me. But there's like, let's go in. And like, I think that tripping is better.
You just had to be faster than your friends.
Yes. Well, they're not friends then. They're bear food.
That's right, bear food. Bear food. That gives the assumption of dressed food. Right?
Yes, that's a different. Yeah, bear is very much bear food and dressed food.
Okay, so let's take a look. Oh, nope.
Laurel gets the Tormentor.
Yeah. Is that still the barrier on Melina's damage?
I think that was removed to a talent. Yeah, Gantia Staxia is the fire charges.
I see.
Yeah, her talent is the other one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been here before.
We have. Team Spirit did the same thing in game 1.
Yes, win.
Yeah. Well, yes, and steal second Roche.
They.
They were able to take it.
Right now, Nemesis, the good thing is, regardless of how far behind you fall, you have Black Hole and you have Aghanims on Disruptor. So 50,000 gold, it's a problem.
It is.
But it's 36 minutes in and you have a great AoE crowd control that pierces BKB. Well, not pierces or stops BKB. It's still very viable.
It is. The viability on the board here for Nemesis through all stages of the game. Would like to see how they're going to wiggle their way out of this one. Spirit encroaching. Oh, I hear BKB active. Let's take a look a little further south. Big call on the backline. They find the Beastmaster with a big kick. No, but it's not enough. Ultimate's ringing through the air. Analog on the retreat. Can he get up to the high ground? For now, yes. Lelis bracing for impact. Laurel scouting left side, but will just return north.
How close is Analog to level 25? Because you might not even need Rubicon if you're able to get a Black Hole with the level 25 Mortimer's Kisses. He's got
the Midnight Pulse as well.
Yeah. Like, you don't really rely too much. Oh, he's level 22. That's 3 levels away.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Sorry?
How long do you think it'll take him to get that 25?
I mean, at least 40 minutes, right?
Oh.
I'm thinking more like 42, 41.
41. Okay.
If he probably gets the 41, Wisdom Shrine gets the level 25.
I got it.
You know, lock and load it. Grandma's ready. As that's going to be a
I
actually think they have it's Glimpse and Roar, so 2 very, very good spells. You have to break it only with a Thunderstrike or a Malefice. Not a whole lot.
Both of those 2 spells will usually end up either in a kill.
Yes, it's
a good start to the fight. Shiva's Guard on Laurel, so you have those very... I think it only really affects one spell, which is your Light Strike Array anyway. For the Chasm Stone impact. It only gets bigger for the Light Strike Array, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Aghanim Scepter, Molyneux, Silver Edge, BKB, Abyssal Blade. Observers like, hey, you guys see these items?
Oh, we do. But you know what? The Shiva's provides an additional function. The vision granted
the damage,
the damage.
No, it's all value. I'm just thinking what it makes bigger.
What the X factor is.
Just the Light Strike Array.
Nonetheless.
Oh, could they catch Laurel or someone around here? Whoa, collapse
going in. It's popped and get the roar off. The call does come. Oh no, it does not. Look at that instant buyback. Black hole onto Laurel. Is it enough? Hookshot ringing through the BKB. The damage is needed. Do they get it? Laurel brings down one, but he does go down. And you get back. That was a buyback on Analog, by the way. I was mistaken. And going forward, you find the hook wink. Oh, can the bear cut through 4 members of Nemesis? Abyssal active. And look at that. Oh, the damage is coming out with Rue on the other side. He gets the dieback on to Snapfire. Jabs. Gonna use that Midas before he goes down. Goes for the TP out. Bold move and the Savage Roar AoE applying through the trees. Does not escape. Only surviving member is Rubicon. Did retrieve the gem.
Do you know only Yamsen died and then the bear came and killed 3 people? The
do.
bear and the lich killed 3 people. Like, he just walks up to Analog and tears him apart, and then he says, I'm still hungry, gets Lilith, and then says, hey, what about to get a space guy? I want to eat a galaxy.
What do you think space
What,
tastes like?
well, probably good. Look, they kill him, and then they lose Yamsen. You're like, alright, that seems fair. That's alright. They kill Laurel, that's okay. And then the bear comes and kills everyone.
Unreal. Does the bear have travels, or was it just shoving wave?
I don't think it has travels. I'm not sure, to be honest. Look at that! Look at this. Is no bear. Now the bear shows up after everyone's dead and killed 3 people.
Big fear, the stun on top. Unreal. And dies, gets resummoned even. Okay, so they got 1 death of the bear.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, like
3 of their allies.
That's a way to look at the bright side. You know, is that they got 1 bear life for 3 people. Oh well.
Always look on the bright side of life, Tatomo.
When it comes to Lone Druid, yes, killing the one bear, like no matter what you lose is a bright side. Just how annoying this guy is, and he's going for the buildings now. No risk, by the way.
I was thinking that's a good name for the bear, Mr. Brightside. But full set of racks taken in the mid lane, thanks to the banner and everyone else.
Solid.
Can you kill Laurel? I believe so. He will go down. That for 100 in the chase is on.
Yeah, it's a bear.
You get hypnosis pulling him in. The sinister gaze. The bear on the back lines. Radiator split. We've seen this story before. We're revisiting it. I don't know if I like it. Reading it again a second time.
Well, Laurel has buyback if he wants to use it to come back into the fight, but Rubicon doesn't. They don't know this on Spirit. They may assume, oh, it could be scary. There's Black Hole available again, but you see the bear splits the rest of the team away from the Beastmaster, and they just bring him down.
Right. How can you prevent the split of your team? Scepters? Yules?
I mean, I guess we'll see if Jabs can get a good start. Lilith may be the best one to do that, though, with his cogs to hopefully split up the enemy team. But it's just a bear.
Swiftly on the bear as well. This bear is kitted. No, man.
Not me.
Something the back line, going for a call, trying to pull Lelis out of the action and isolate him. They will do so. Bear ripping through him after that swift blink. The Bassage doesn't get a chance to play the game.
Could they get Not me? I think they will.
Oh, cooking on the Eidolon. Cheeky. In the Frost Pool, he will go down. But Yadaro, I think, is content to make that sacrifice.
Yep, he still is able to get the barracks. Now they have the only the top tier 3 as well as the barracks there. But I believe Analog is getting very, very close at level 25. I saw him at 24 a second ago. They have the Black Hole available. It's the bear. The bear.
The bear. The bear. Well, 3rd and final lane, perhaps. Coming out. BKB for Mega Creeps. I think it's worth it. Yeah. I
guess we're just gonna be playing against Mega Creeps and hope the Nemesis hoping that something good's gonna come out for them. Shiva's guard is finished on Analog. Where is he on the screen? I want to see him if he's 25 or not. That thing's blocking me. I think he's right behind that black box right there.
And he's gonna replay it.
Yeah,
You'll take what you'll get. You'll get nothing that you asked for. You'll like it.
Give me my glasses. I think I can see his level. I think that's 24. I'm not sure.
Right now it's 23.
Yeah.
Yadaro is 24.
I'm looking at the live one. You see the snap right? Yeah, he doesn't have the talent. He's 24. Okay. Production's like, you want to look? Last done again.
My God, Lelis.
And, I mean, again, they have Mega Creeps on Team Spirit, so whatever, they can just wait for all their buybacks. There's no rush on them.
Right.
Maybe want to wait. Collapse and Yatar don't have buyback, and they need a decent amount of gold. Not a one fight we win kind of amount of gold. Like,
Rush is up.
I wish you could give the Aegis to the bear. Like, why don't even give to the hero? Or just give it to the bear itself, and he'll be fine. Mr. Brightside will be very happy.
He would like a second life. But, you know, you already get a resummon. When do you think Yadaro buys a refresher?
I think he just can take the refresher shot, right? No need to buy it.
Double bear.
Triple bear. Triple bear.
3 times. A lady. It goes to the Lina though.
That's fine. I guess.
Double sheep. Kind of cheeky.
You can also get the double cloak. Like she has 4 active spells, so they're all very useful. No, I can't get double BKB anymore.
Double cloak, man. Make it end. Make it stop. Nemesis just looking for a little bit of wiggle room here, and I don't know if you're gonna find it, Tomo.
All right. Here's an interesting question. Do you think Nemesis will allow the Lone Druid to pass by again after losing to it twice?
Well, they're going to be playing against weaker, quote-unquote, opponents, so
That's
yes.
True. Okay. There you go. The +8 Mortimer Kisses are there, so you have 16 smooches from Grandma coming your way. It's going to come at you hard and heavy, but you do need jabs or Yamsen to set up. You know, it has to be after an against after Static Storm or Black Hole lands.
15% bonus demolish damage. What the hell? What is this, man? Get this out of my game. You know, they say tier 5s were supposed to end games. 25 talent serving that purpose.
That was the original purpose. When they add +6 treants, so you can push even faster on the non-tree protector. Unless you profit, sorry. Oh, here we go.
Forward, no more jabs, and a lot of problems for Nemesis. Kiss is coming out, but nothing really finding its target here. Roar buyback on, jabs going in. Does he get the black hole onto 3, including the barrel? Even Laurel getting pulled in at the end of the day. Age is consumed as Collapse goes down, but can you ruin the bear? He's going to have a resummon, I believe, and Jab's going to have the dieback. Laurel flinging that fire around as the tier 4s fall. Disruptor buying back, no static stone available. Clockwork in, and Clockwork out. Buyback on the Clockwork, and now bringing down the Analog. The bear is furious. It's open season. He's coming for you this time. Tons of mega creeps on the ancient, folks. It's called DOTA. Nemesis unable to do that. Fighting around. Shot in with the cog, pushed back, goes one down, but it's collabs with the call, the chop, and the damage mounting from Team Spirit. GG is
GG.
The fact that he's able to do it, I'm told that it's something that's really been haunting him for the past few days. Yes. Not even
နောက်မှာဟိုကချနေရပဲ Street Fighter လားမသိ Street Fighter ကျုံးနေကြEsports က Street Fighter လည်းပါတယ်เนาะဟုတ်တယ်မလား Street Fighter တို့ PUBG Mobile တို့ Show me.
Against Centaur offlane, the whole idea of Wind Ranger is to focus fire you down and make that kill threat so that she can open up the map for her team with her tempo, but Centaur literally kills you faster than you kill him. So I'm thinking that we're gonna end up in like a rock paper scissors meta where there's like the S tier range heroes that all have one counter basically, or maybe two. And I think teams are gonna need to start being a bit more careful about, because you only have so many bans past the first stage. So if they were to pick SF again, for instance, on BG, they would have to ban Darkseer, but
Family low တဲ့ကောင်တွေဆိုလို့ရှိရင် over တီးပြီးတော့
so now SF's no longer pickable.
ဥပမာ Akime တို့ဘာလို့ထွက်လာအန်တာတီးလိုက်
when there's only a few heroes.
ဥပမာ drawing ညာတို့ဘာလို့ဆိုရင်
And
over
especially
တီး
if
လိုက်
your second pick, you only have that one ban going into
Sit down
the
the
next
hero,
pick
just
phase.
show
So
like
that
more.
is definitely needs some
You better
strong
deal with the
curating for
SMG.
that one as they insta-picked the
Show 'em.
Storm Spirit after that Earth Spirit came out. On the side of
Show 'em
Parivision,
ကောင်
there is no
တွေ
change in terms of bans. I believe no change in terms of bans either.
ဒီကမှာ
on the
ပေးထားတဲ့
side
ဟာလေး
of
ပါပြီကွာဒီ
Vici
ကမှာ
Gaming
ပေးထားတဲ့ဟာ
until now with the puck, but Storm Spirit picked up. Effie, are you happy to see that?
I am. To me, this says that they looked at last game, they saw that their bottom lane was bleeding very heavily, and this is when you would need a lane that is doing well to intervene. And that was the Leshrac lane in the last game, but Leshrac is an interesting hero because while he does have a strong laning stage versus certain matchups, he still needs a lot of items before he can be effective. He can't really come fix anything for you without his Blink Dagger, without his BKB, without his Kaya. So he's the type of hero that you're playing for a later timing. Something like a Storm Spirit, he's able to just make moves much earlier on with that ball lightning.
Leshrac is definitely limited on the moves that he can make, and I just want to reemphasize, like, the carry he has on his team heavily determines if he can make moves. Say he has like an Alchemist or a Sven on his own team, a hero that's going to stun the guy that's diving, and then he can TP in and follow it up, then suddenly Leshrac has that potential. But when you pick heroes that both overlap in what they do in the game, you don't have a backup plan. So having a hero already that's a play, like you have more playmaking from Storm than you did from like the first 4 picks of your draft. last
Yeah,
game.
damage ထွက်
So that's going to give them a lot
Or
more
get
viable
out.
options,
Damage
depending,
မထွက်ဘူး
like, just based on the variance that inevitably happens.
အဓိကလည်းဓာတ်စီယာကိုဟို
Yeah, I
ဟာ
wanna
ကောင်
point
တာ
out
ခြင်းလို့
also
သာပစ်လိုက်တာ
Draw
ပါ
Rangers
ဒီကောင်
because
လေး
of that puck ban
ပြီးတော့
still
ဆော့နိုင်တာလည်းမဟုတ်
in the pool. So is Shadow Fiend. I also want to say that we're missing Void Spirit.
ဖိုင်လန်ဇာ
Otherwise
ဟို
you would have the
ဟို
perfect
ဂျီဂျီ
Spirit
ပဲရောင်
synergy
ချီပြီးတုတ်ပြီးပဲ
and Spirit Breaker.
And yeah, exactly.
This would be a great game to break all those Spirit Bros in there. But this,
Sounds
this
like
Ember
what?
plus
I'm doing
Silencer
it,
coming
yeah.
out looks really
ဆော့
solid
ဆော့
to
ရင်
me.
လည်းဆော့မနေနဲ့
You
ဖိုင်လန်
see
ဇာ
the
တွေ
Stone
ရော
Spirit
အမ်ဘာ
early.
တွေရော
You're comfortable with your
အဲ့ကောင်ကတော့
first
အပုတ်
Spirit
ပဲ
based off of last game's
ဟော
performance.
Guardian
being
Green
before.
နဲ့ဆော့လို့
And
ရ
you
တ
just
ယ်
say, okay,
အဲ့
I'm
တစ်ခွက်
gonna
တော့ရှိ
play
တ
the
ယ်
best Spirit Bro versus
Guardian
Storm, which is
Green
Ember,
ရယ်
and I'm gonna cover him
အဲ
with the Silencer. So
လေး
now
ဘော
when
တင်
you're
တာ
taking
ရယ်
these
ဒါအောင်လေးရောရင်မဟုတ်ရင်လည်း
initiations with
BKB
Ember
ပေါ့
and
နော်
Spirit,
ကာယာ
you just
BKB
have this
Guardian
global
Green
silence to make sure Ring Master doesn't save anybody.
အဲ့လောက်ထည့်ထားမှ
It's
တော့က
funny,
ကြာ
I saw this draft. I'm like, they need a dispel, and they need it like now. This is like the best dispel game, other than global. You have like magnetize, chains. Usually, Ember goes vessel. You have silencers abilities, so they instantly go for the Largo. It's funny, like every patch, there's always like a premier dispel hero. For a while, it was a Baden. We haven't seen that hero in quite some time. And Largo seems to be the new default. Okay, we need a dispel. We don't want to buy like early Lotuses or anything like that. It's much better to pick heroes that naturally solve problems. I think I just want to point out that the fact that there's a hero named Spirit Breaker, and I think he's conceptually bad against all of the spirits in the game. I just don't think this fits. Like when we see spirits in the game, and there's a hero named Spirit Breaker, and we know they're not going to pick him. My immersion, Cheever.
I am so sorry, Ryan.
Thank you.
Your immersion is cooked.
As a viewer who's a casual, I'd be like, they must pick Spirit Breaker here.
Yeah. Quick question. FEZinQ is a Wind Ranger player, right?
He is, for sure.
Yeah.
This can absolutely be a flex if they need it to be, which is why they pick it here. Zenky's just good at everything, honestly. And his Wind Ranger is one of his signature heroes alongside Marana, which we haven't seen yet, but I think we'll see later. It's just going to depend on what they're going to react to here. They're not going to show their offlaner, actually.
That is
Flex will be open for a while.
unusual.
I like this
ဒီ
a lot
ပွဲကတော့
because the whole idea of
duration
life
over
stealers.
မယ်ထင်တယ်
The thing about these ranged heroes
Life
is
stealer
that
ကြီးက
you can only
အဲ့တန်း
you
လို
pick
သ
the
လား
ranged
လို့
carries
အဲ့လိုဝုန်းတိုင်း
because
ကျဲ
they
လို့မ
can
ရ
be
ဘူး
blind
နော်
picked and they have like a pretty reliable game plan unless you're getting kicked into tower at minute 3. The thing about
ဒီ
life
ပွဲတော့
stealer
duration
is
over ဖို့
that his
များတယ်
only like he's a much more situational hero, but his situation is that as long as he doesn't get booted out of lane by like minute 8, if this hero is still
ဒီ
allowed
ပွဲ
to lane,
easy
where
over
he's
ပါ
level
ကြီးစိတ်တန်းတဲ့ hero ကအဲ့
he's
လို
one of the most impossible carries to disrupt in the game. He helps his teammates with counter ganks, with infest. He has like multiple ways to survive and defend his tower. He often bullies offlaners out over time. And since they see everyththing but the enemy carry most likely,
ဟော live stealer supporter ဖြစ်
to
နိုင်လား
to
မဖြစ်နိုင်ပါဘူး
carry
နော်
in, but there's not really four
ပြောမရဘူး
It
အဲ့
usually comes from the support,
ပါပီကလုတ်တတ်တယ်
mid and the offlaner. And so I feel very good about this life stealer pick. I think this is an incredibly
Life stealer
like,
supporter
heads-up
ပြီးတော့
pick, and they banned like the one offlaner.
အဲ့ဒီက
and that
Esprit
had a good
offlane
drop,
ဖြစ်သွား
which I
မရ
really
ဘူးမရ
like.
ဒီအချိန်ကတော့မရ
Maybe
တော့
there's one more. But
lock on
Enigma definitely
ဖြစ်
is
သွား
big.
ပြီ
Beast
အမ်ဘာ
Monster
မ
makes
စ်
sense too.
Esprit
Okay, so the summons
supporter
offliners.
live stealer carry live stealer offlane လည်းမလုပ်
This
တော့
is a genius draft from Puppy. I'm very impressed. I think life stealer is hard to make work. But when I see it,
ဒီမှာတော့လုံးဝ lock on ဖြစ်သွားပြီဘာမှလုပ်ဘာမှချိန်လို့မရတော့
player Satanic's living the dream right now. I think.
And with those bans,
အဲ့တော့ဘာကြံမလဲ
they,
ဆို
on the
offlane
side
ကြံ
of Parivision, they're just banning out
offlane
offlaners. Why? Because there's already a Largo.
They're literally saying that your draft as is will lose. And you have to throw a curveball, and the only way is to boot this life stealer out of lane. Like, that's what they're effectively saying. Like, they're saying if you put the heroes as they are, you're going to lose.
Because there's always potential for the
I feel like
logo
offlane
to
လုံး
support
နေဦး
what
ဟုတ်ပါ
they're accounting for.
Why-
So they just make sure this life stealer has a free game.
Exactly. Wind Ranger carry, Largo 4. That's like, I think they're thinking that's the only permutation of this draft that we lose.
Yeah. Also, a lot of offlaners banned on the side of Vici Gaming, of course.
Yeah. I mean, what they need right now is just an enabling hero for Earth Spirit, like something like a Bat Rider or a Viper would work really well because you have a lot of like melee in your face heroes, just something to be
ဒီတန်းတဲ့
range
hero
damage
ကအဲ့လိုမျိုး
appreciation. I really do
item
love
ယူ
the
ရ
Bat
မယ်
Rider again here, but they just run back the dark
item
Seer.
တေချာ fan ရမယ် fan မင်း spell မပါဘူးကွာ fan spell မပါတော့
just needed a
radiant
guy that
fan
pushed
အဲ့
out
radiant
lanes in
fan
order
တဲ့
to
အချိန်မှာ
enable
အဲ့လို
Ember to,
ipe
like,
ipe နဲ့
rotate to
လေး
them
နေမှာ
because you have like a very
ဒီ
passive
radiant
game.
fan
We've
ပြီးရင်
seen,
လည်း
like,
နောက်ထပ်
we
item
saw
လေးနည်းနည်းထပ် fan
earlier,
ဖို့လိုသေးတယ်
X-
အဲ့တော့ timing ကနည်းနည်း
had a
savan
lone
တို့
Druid
ဘာလို့ထပ်
Darkseer,
ဆိုင်
and they
တော့
were losing the early game and you just kind of stall it out. I don't expect
ဟို
Lifesteal
ဖြစ်
to
တယ်
lose
ကွာ
early game,
နော
but
က်
he
ကြတယ်
does want his team to
စ
virtually
ပန်
do
တို့
nothing for
အာကီ
like
မစ်တို့တဲ့
10
ဆိုင်
minutes.
ကောင်
He
ကြီး
just
ကနောက်
wants
နောက်
this game
နောက်
to
ကြ
be
တာ
very
ဒါဂိမ်းတွေ
passive.
ပေါ့
And Darkseer is great whether
ဓာ
you're
တ်စီရ
ahead
ထ
or
က်ထည့်
creating
ထား
pressure,
တယ်
whether you're behind, you're
နော်
forcing
အဲ့တော့
reactions.
အလုံးလေးခေါင်
So
ကွာ
conceptually,
ဓာတ်စီ
they
ရ
did
တွေ
very
ရော
well with their
အမ်ဘာ
15-minute game
Esprit
plan.
Life
I think
Stealer
if they
လေး
get
ကောင်လုံးက
there,
လုံးမယ်ဆိုတာ
it's
ပဲ
such a free
ဂလိုပဲ
lifesteal
အော်မယ်
game,
လုံး
like
မယ်
Cam
ပေါ့
says.
ဒီကောင်တွေက
You have to be tempted to just run this Largo as your
အဲ့ဒီအ
5-0.
ချိန်မှာ
Yeah, you do.
အကောင်းဆုံးပစ်ကဘာလဲဆိုတော့ Winter Wyvern
I don't know if there's like I think
BG
they're gonna
game
go
में
Ursa. Like I actually think that's
Lago
their
off
only
lane
answer, and I don't like it. Like, I
Remaster
think
position 4
based on what I know about solving these
Winter
issues,
Wyvern
Ursa would be the best pick. But I think it's
အကုန်
still
လုံး
not,
ကောင်းတာ
it's
ထောက်
just
သွား
not
ပြီ
a
ဝ
good
င်နာဝိုင်
hero
ဘန်
right
ဒီ
now.
မှာ
So maybe
လိုက်စီလာလဲ
it's
ကိုယ့်
so
ကခတ်
bad
တယ်
they can't go
ပြီးရင်
for it.
အဲ့ Winter Gas ကလည်းဆောင်ရအောင်နောက်တယ်
Potential picks like Brewmaster
I'm
as
a-
well. That could be a way
အဲ့
to
လိုမ
play
လုပ်
into
ချင်
that
ဘူးဆို
Darkseer
ရင်
role in the mid game.
ဒီကောင်တွေဘာလုပ်လို့ရ
So
လဲ
it's a bit scary here for Bob.
I would reluctantly pick
အာ
Ursa.
စာ
Yeah.
ဝူ
That's-
Okay
That's what I would do. I'd be
Okay
like, I think that's the only thing we got. It is
စီလာကိုထဲထဲပြန်
It does
ခဲမဲ့ကောင်
tend
ပ
to
စ်လိုက်
line
ပြီ
up
ကွာ
well
အာ
against
စာ
Lifestealer.
တော့ဒီဘက်ဖြစ်တော့
But
ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်
quite
နော်
frankly,
BG
Ursa
က
is one of my
ပစ်တော့
favorite
ကောင်း
heroes.
တယ်
He's
ပြီးရင်
felt
ဆောက်တလဲပဲ
phenomenal
ဆောက်
ever
မှာပဲ
since
လားမ
they
သိဘူး
reworked the
ဒီကောင်လည်း
shard
ပြောမှဆိုဒီကောင်တွေ
to
ပစ်ကောင်းရင်သားနဲ့
be
ဆောက်တလဲ
extra
ဆော့
fury stripe stacks
ဒီ
as
ပွဲလည်းမိုက်တယ်
opposed to
ပစ်က
an extra enrage. You just there's a lot of
တောင်း
heroes
ဆွဲက
that just buy
Guardian နဲ့
like
ဆော့
mechanics
ပါ
and bashers
ဒီ
and
ကောင်က
stuff, and they
BKB
just
လောက်ရ
try
ရင်
and fight you,
display က
and
လုံး
it
လို့
feels
ရ
really
တယ်
bad.
သူ့မှာရှာရက်တဲ့ဟာ
I think it has a chance
ဘယ်လိုပဲ
here,
sign
but
လောက်
I
ထပ်ပြီး
think
display ပြီးလို့ရ
Poppy
သူ
cooked
များ
with this draft.
What needs to go right
So-
for VG Gaming in order to make this draft
ဓာတ်
work?
စီရစပယ်လည်း
And
display လုပ်လို့
they
ရတယ်
just
ဒီ
need
ကောင်က
to win their
Todo
side
gone,
lanes.
I like that
I
strategy.
thought you were gonna end.
Just leave it there.
They just need to win.
Radiant မထည့်လောက်
Their
ဘူး
side
တဲ့
lanes went so poorly last game.
ဓာတ်ဆိုတွေပိုင်းနဲ့လိုက်ချလဲရတော့ရပါတယ် Amulet ဓာတ်ဆိုလည်းမိုက်တယ် နောက်လျှောက်အလုံးကြီးပဲကွာ
Ursa
အ
gets
လုံး
to
ကြီး
a
ပဲ
good
တစ်လိုင်း
start this game, gets that early blink basher Aegis.
လုံးတစ်လိုင်း
and
အလုံးတစ်
the
လို
double jumps
င်း
from Storm Spirit and Ursa. If you get this Guardian Greaves from Storm, then you have a means to play into the mid game.
အဲ့ဘယ်လိုပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်အဲ့လိုလုံးလဲကွာအာစာနဲ့ live စီလာဆိုတာလုံးဝဟိုးအရင်လဲက live စီလာဘယ်လိုပဲကြမ်းကြမ်းအာစာကဒဲခုတ်လို့ရ
That can
အဲ့တန်3ခွက်2ခွက်ပေးခုတ်လို့ရတယ်ကွာအာစာ
There's a bit, but I do think Ursa will need
ဟိုကောင်
attention
Amulet ဓာတ်
because
ဆို
her Spirit Darkseer can dive you at any point. before
Amulet ဓာတ်
level
ဆို
6.
ဆိုင်ရာချာလောက်ထိပေးပြီးတော့
I
အာ
think
စာ
it's an
အဲ့လို
interesting dynamic going on in this game because
Fury
I think
BKB
as
နှစ်ခွက်လောက်နဲ့ခုတ်လို့ရ
Parivision's
လောက်
goal here is to
ကျ
just
မ3ခွက်2
static
ခွက်
the
အဲ့လို
first
မျိုး
15
ခုတ်လို့ရ
minutes of
လောက်
the
တယ်
game. Like if Lifestealer hits a Radiance and the game's even, the game in my
Hero
opinion would be
different.
over. So I think it's XG or excuse me, Vici. It's their job to disrupt that equilibrium somehow. I honestly don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe it's in the hands of XM. But I know Largo's going to
ကဲဒီပွဲလေးတော့ over အောင်ဆောက်လိုက်ဟဲ့လားရပြီဒီည
aren't
ဒီစိတ်ဖြစ်
exactly
သွား
rotating supports, so I don't know where it
Let's
comes from.
go
Do you think that there's this potential for this Largo to farm, but then farm maybe partially in the jungle, and
Like
therefore Wind
aggressively?
Ranger can go help out that Ursa just a little bit more? Maybe not all the time, but definitely. I mean, we already established that the Lifestealer and the Silencer on the side of Parivision, that's a very scary lane, and Largo is going to struggle either way.
It's an option, but if you just leave a Lifestealer to farm every last hit and deny, I can just tell you, it feels so bad. There's just certain carries where you're like, let them have it. They're really strong laners like SFs. Like, okay, just let them have their free lane sometimes. But with Lifestealer, that feels so awful to do. They might be what they have to do. But that's why I tip my hat to the draft of Parivision. I think they've put them in quite the pickle. I think that's what they're going to do, though. I think there's going to be a lot of attention on the bottom lane, and Bok's going to be kind of on his own island, but that favors Lifestealer a lot here, I think.
Yeah, so we're talking a lot about what VG Gaming needs to do in this game, but Effie, we kind of missed out on what Vision is going to do really well this game. Where is their strength coming from that we already established they have?
They have a very strong win condition in their Lifestealer, so they just have to replicate the situation that they did last game where they get him off to a good start, allow him to farm a little bit, and then just group up with Darkseer's mid-game timing. They're going to have the Iron Shells on Ember, on Lifestealer, they're going to be running into Vici, and Silencer to back it up. So good start into a strong mid-game.
All right, let's see if people are going to run into each other before the horn blows. We're heading over to Sunsfan and Kezu.
Thank you, Sheever. Indeed, game number 2 underway. No pauses yet. Let's turn on those lights and see if 33 is in the building. Parivision versus Vici. Parivision take game 1 very comfortably, I would say. Do you think things will be different this time around?
I mean, it's going to be a very different game. While I do agree, I like what Parivision put together here, but there are a lot of lane things that could happen. Like, I think both, first of all, Ringmaster Ursa are quite formidable when it comes to the laning stage, especially against the Darkseer. And also, like, Largo Wind Ranger. I want to see how the lanes go, because Largo still has a very high base damage advantage against like Lifestealer. Also, Windranger should do quite well when it comes to trading against Silencer, but I do agree that this is what Vici need to do. They need to have better lanes, and I don't necessarily think the heroes were the problem last game. I do think they got more so outplayed. So I'm just looking at Vici to put on a better show.
I was curious if they're going to try to change this into a Largo support against a Dark Seer, the Oracle idea of dispelling the Ion Shell.
Hero sounds like Asa, Hero
They did hold Pat with not turning that Windrunner into the carry. Instead, it will be the Ursa. Very strong as we're seeing here.
That was a weird block grenade. Maybe thought they could go for a bit more of an overall chase down, but I do think I think it is a good pick for them, but it's still there's something off about it. At least what it gives you, it's very good against Arcs in the lane, and it's always the type of hero it punishes through auras. It doesn't matter if there's a pipe like Ursa overkills. So all of this is quite nice. And you still get the Largo Storm combo, which is very strong later. Like the Croak of Genius on the Storm, you have more damage, lower mana cost. Everything about that is great.
And how about the other side? The Lifestealer played by Satanic. BSJ was close to having an orgasm over how good of a pick this is. Apparently, Ducalis is going to be first blood one way or the other. Has to pop the Fairy Fire, but will go down first as Bach gets first blood, although might be at the cost of his own life. We'll pop another Fairy Fire to stay alive here.
No, this is good, and like while I do like the Lifestealer pick, also for all the reasons that they mentioned, I think it's a very good like pick overall. It's very nice with Ember, with Darkseer. It's just all of the heroes want to do the same thing later. You want to go in, and they all help each other go in. But this is something I can definitely see in this lane, which we already saw just now. Windranger, Largo, they are stronger, at least in the early couple levels. Lifestealer needs to like withhold his like lane, and then level 4, level 5. I think that's when he can start to pressure later on.
And how about the Silencer? We don't get to see that all too often. Picked up by Ducalis himself.
It's more for like special hero, I would say, but they did see Storm and Ringmaster. I mean, this is a support hero. You better have purpose, because if you pick him without it, he's the most garbage support you can ever have. He also didn't really like get punished. Usually you can see like a Lycan or maybe a Beastmaster that didn't really come out, you know. There's a Largo, who the rationale with Largo is that you can go for the shard later, you can rush the lowest sword, you can, like, you know, dispel two globals, just one shard, you can then lick it off from one more guy. So, like the first 15 to 20 minutes afterwards, Largo really doesn't give a damn.
Did they pick the Largo before the Silencer?
I think the Silencer was straight up after we saw the Storm and the Ring, right? Like a 14-15 double pick. Yeah. So yeah, so the Largo was a response.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's cool. Of course, with the offlane Largos, we haven't been seeing the shard be purchased all that often, it feels like.
It's definitely like when you do play like into this matchup, it's something that you do want. As
yeah, but it is very good this game.
Oh yeah,
about it.
Like also Magnetize and Ember Chains as line classes.
XM gonna get rolled on, gonna get helped out by the Searing Chains as XM's gonna get burned to a crisp. Why a little bit too late gets away. These are
just good moves. I think people they're not like used to playing against this hero anymore. Like most notably, this goes back like many years ago, like Abed and Crit, you know, like 2 minutes into the game with 3 TPs on Crit's Earthward, he TPs mid and he finds these plays. You have to respect it.
Ducalis continue to harass in that top side as the 4-minute Water Runes have come to be. Satanic gonna pop the Rage and go on top of Bach, but he's taking the brunt of the damage here. Gets linked into a power shot. Jin Q takes out the Lifestealer. So first death of the series for Satanic.
True. No, it's very nicely done up here by Vici. There's also like this thing where Largo can be a weak laner, but if he does get to play around like right clicks and he can have some sort of aggression, this hero's not that weak. Like he has 82 damage right now just being level 3. Like his right clicks really are no joke.
Jin Q gonna take an open wounds, but
into nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Into depression.
And Satanic. What kind of build do you go the armlet?
Kind of go Radiance, I think. It's just overall on this hero. I've seen people play around with both the armlet like before and after as well, so we'll have to see what he goes for. Just the Radiance first is too good.
There was a time where we'd see Maelstrom occasionally. Obviously, the armlet.
လိုက်စီလာပြန်ဖမ်းရမှာနဲ့ဗာနဲ့ဆို
I mean, I'm a big fan of the
အိုး
armlet Deso
ဟေးအောင်ရေးစေတန်းတွေကအခြေအနေမကောင်းဘူးအပေါ်မှာဒီကောင် radiant သွားမှာ
I think Radiance is just more like
လိမ့်မသားတော့အဲ့လို radiant ထည့်ပြီးပဲဖမ်းရတော့မဲ့အနေထားရောက်သွားပြီ
I think also the evasion
ဆိုတော့လို့ desolator တွေ amulet တွေနဲ့ light လုံးနဲ့အဆင့်ကမဖြစ်နိုင်တော့
What kind of build do you want to see?
အဲ့လိမ့်ရတာလေအဲ့အဆင့်ကအာစာကြီးနဲ့ဆိုရင်မလောက်တာကောင်းပါလေ
Was the item on this?
desolator amulet အာစာမကြောက်ဘူးအဲ့လို radiant တို့ဟိုလိုမျိုးတွေမှာ radiant တို့အပြာချောင်းတို့သိရမလားအဲ့လိုမျိုးညှော်တဲ့အကွက်တွေမှာအာစာကြောက်
should be like the face the fury
ရှင်ခုံမဲ့ဆိုရင်တော့ဘာလာတောင်းအာစာတူတေကိုတေ
Try to stay alive. He gets the kill first. Dies short.
ဒီတန်းတွေက TP မရှိဘူး
So does get the HP boost. There's no one going to get electric vortex as the haste rune will be claimed on the bot side by no one.
It's very, very nice there. And I like also that he's not just using the haste rune and like then keeping his mana topped off that way. No one he gets, because now in the next like 2 minutes, for however long he will hold the haste rune, you need to fear this guy. Like an Ember with a haste rune, he is the king of the map right now. And they are eyeing a play in the bottom side already. Well, good luck, brother.
He gets baited into this. Surprise, there's 3 here. It's only a matter of time before the bear takes a tumble. No one gets the last hit.
Nine
Class didn't steal it. That seems to be his specialty. The Yapsor of the modern day, as some would say. Satanic. The open wounds onto Bach will have to rage away, though. Triple teamed by Vici Gaming. Not going to find the kill they came for. Instead, it might be turned around completely. He's going to dodge the power shot as well. Q will go down to 9 Class instead. And Bach, the earn charge applied. The frog stomp should be able to walk away, but why now being pursued by the lifestealer? Satanic with the rage gets the double kill with 9 Class on the other side, so he does find the kill on the Bach eventually. And just like that, it's 4 kills across both bottom and top.
That's pretty
last game where Chiro, luckily he does get his ult, so he should be okay.
Yeah, true. No back-to-back deaths this time. One would think. Going to continue to be pursued though. No one.
It should just be okay for now. I think this is being ultra annoying. But yeah, still a very big exchange up there in the top lane where Parivision just killed multiple heroes with Shackle.
Yeah, with a power shot to follow, forcing out the rage.
Kind of want to give Bach solo XP here, I think. Just like help him out, give him some levels. You really want all these early points in your skills.
No one getting zipped on this time into the whip. Has the guard up right now. More electric
power shot
yeah, with the help of the power shot, able to get that kill. Stuck in no man's land, should be a freebie for Vici.
Oh, this is very nice. Also some galvanized charges, of course, for Mr. XM here, which is very nice. And don't want to underestimate it. Like, Largo is a hero that he can look so-so as hold that 9 Class.
Oh, big roll in.
That is way too big.
All of that pressure. Man, oh man. He stays in lane with low HP and pays the price.
This is why it matters so much, like, oh, your camera movement. What are you actually paying attention to? What info do you have on the map? They call for the shell. He finds the TP into the mid lane. And this is like the 3rd or 4th punish that 9 Class has found in this series already.
Satanic continuing to stay on super low HP, refuses to go back to base. But hasn't really paid too much of a cost. As Shiro has to use his ult to try to get away. Nice whip onto no one, but he still has the remnants. Another team. Global silence comes out first of the game. So second death for Shiro. Pressuring a bit. Find this kill.
ကျွန်တော်ဖင်းနဲ့အဲ့လိုဗတဲ့ဖြစ်ထားတဲ့လိမ့်မှာခွေသွားစားတာအခုဒီကွက်ဆိုလဲဒီကောင်လွတ်ကိုလွတ်တယ်အမ်ဘာတကောင်နဲ့အမ်ဘာကိုလိုက်တက်သွားတယ်ဆိုတာကြီးဟုတ်ပါဘူးအမ်ဘာတကောင်နဲ့အာဆာကိုလိုက်တက်သွားတယ်ဆိုတာကြီးကဘလို့မှမဖြစ်နိုင်လုံးဝလည်းမဖြစ်သင့်level 6ကိုဘလို့ကြီးတော့သုံးပြလိုက်တာလေအကိုရဲ့
That's crazy.
ရှီရိုကဟိုဘက်ကလောင်းထားတာမသိဘူး
Satanic not having as good of a game as his support,
Carry ကသရိုးနေတာ Carry
but yeah, 9 Class really running away with it at the moment. Has the urn, of course, and
yes, so come about I do in any house. I have you already. The only pick a gong. BG pick up me, damn me.
A little bit of misplay there, but no one gonna be.
It's how the lady play. It's how the lady low.
Oh, shot out the game, not really finding any targets.
We'll get
the uprights and they get out as a result.
We'll get the active rune though. No one also eyeing for more.
And Jinkyu, searing chains upon him. He just melts. My goodness. Bach able to dispel the flame guard, but now going to run into 9 class with that killing spree. He's going to have to run right through it, and taking a lot of damage. Will be vacuumed back in as Satanic will finish the job with the infest.
Yeah, very nice collapse. And they did a very similar thing in the last game, right? Darkseer, Notice comes over with the Helm of Dom, even Satanic with an Ancient creep all the way in the mid lane. So 10-minute siege creep, you gather around in the mid lane, you take the mid tier 1. Very nice moves, and they did all of this without Global, so now Global will just be back up for the next play.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive this series. I mean, they're an aggressive team.
They really are. I mean, XM at least still having quite a good game. It's gonna go for the Witchblade, nothing too crazy here.
And for Shiro, it will be the Battle Fury, still a ways away.
But I don't want to see, like, how do they itemize against the Global later? Because currently they're not really doing it on anybody. Like, XM had the option of going Greaves. He decided not to do that. You have Bach who's going for a Kaya first, which is kind of okay. You know, it helps you farm, gives you some spell M2, but even so, it means you won't have a Lotus on that hero either. XM looking for...
I mean, how often do you see Frogs go Lotus first, though?
In some games, I think you kind of have to. I feel like it would have been the better choice in this game. Good against Ember, good against Magnifies, good against Global.
Yep, true.
I mean, their heroes
are
not
factors.
but Storm and like without their spells.
And no one being pursued by XM. There's a Global actually beating that out. And no one will live.
That's still a very nice play overall for Vici. Like, forcing out a defensive Global is very good for you. This is not how you want to be using Global Silences. Of course, Ducalis will do so to save Ember. But it does mean that, you know, there's a potential here for Vici to look for a smoke up within the next, 1.5 minutes. Try to play around this no Global timing. Looks like they're going to look into this safe lane, try and fortify their own tier 1 tower, help Shiro out a little bit, help your President type of smoke.
Now the roll on the bottom, not going to connect. Shiro looking to get aggressive though, knowing that this Global Silence is on cooldown right now.
Not really getting much. Overall, good play here from both sides. Oh,
9 class, big zip from XM. We'll get the Electric Vortex with the Wheel of Wonder to follow. Easy pick off. That's a killing spree as well for XM.
Oh, maybe the lights have turned on again.
33 enters the building.
Maybe that's why 9 class missed the silence. There was a light ray on his screen. Looks like we will be back shortly.
How do you know that?
I was paying attention to the unpause sound.
That's good.
I know my Dota too.
Bach opened up by Satanic. Ducalis is there as well. Although Jinkyu, Shackle, Rage will be able to withstand it. XM in the meantime focusing on the silencer. There's the Infest to keep him alive a little bit longer. Ducalis does fall.
That's the
back wall though. Satanic has to get out of here, but he gets the kill. Dies shortly after Jinkyu.
Got
the box to stay alive a little bit longer for Y, but eventually he will fall. So 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Who does that even favor? I guess it's nice for Radiant because you force everyone up here, and you do kill Satanic before he gets his Radiance, which is kind of, the item that really lets him take off. So I think Shiro overall is the biggest winner in all of this. This 9 class being very annoying, just using his body to walk into the enemy triangle. Let's see. Wisdom Shrine is about to spawn here. They just gotta give it up.
Sorry,
game number 1, so that's good to see from Vici's
It's definitely a lot more difficult. Like the item switch up here from no one. You get the to back you up. Like, a lot of this early game damage is magical. So it's kind of only Shiro. So we're gonna keep a very close eye on the Ursa here, of course, because he's having a very, very good game.
Yep, already 1,000 into his Blink Dagger, so you can see he wants to get very aggressive right off the bat.
Looking for smoke right now.
Jinkyu is going for the Greaves, by the way.
Hey,
Silence, XM in a lot of trouble. He's done.
Can't.
အဲ့မှာ Guardian နဲ့မစော်ဘူးစတောင်းစပစ်
Immediately
သေး
choose
လိုက်
up the BKB after dying. I guess I can't really blame him.
Global
do need a
Silent
way out of
ပါတယ်
these
Amber
silences.
Spirit
Of course,
ပါတယ်
it doesn't feel great to buy it, but I just
အဲ့
think
ဒါကို Guardian Green နဲ့မစော်
situation
ဘူး
and
အဲ့
the
sound
draft
fit က
of Pvision kind of calls for a BKB.
ဝီနော်
So
အဲ့လို
tag
ကြ
now
တော့
with the Radiance, and it will be the armlet as a secondary item.
အဲ့လိုကြတော့
I
ဝီ
like
တာ
it this
ပေါ့
time around
လို့
because I think, like we
Did
talked
Daniel
about,
reading it
you
out,
have
right?
Mage Slayer, you might get a pipe coming out. You also have Global against all the spells. The one guy that will kill you is the Ursa. So more HP, more armor. Jin Q.
Thank you
And the focus fire doing a decent amount. Remnants though should be enough. Oh, doesn't fully commit though.
သေသွားလား
Charging
Oh
isn't
နည်းနည်း
back
လေး
enough. Top lane, Shiro. Now he's getting gone on Bach in the area. Nice back into the wall for 2. Searing chains onto 2 as well. And Shiro trying to run away with all his heart, but the Ion Shell is ripping him a new one. And now Bach left alone. Will be chased down by Satanic and company as well. Double kill
ဟာ
from
လေ
Lotus.
ခဲကျဲတာနဲ့ဟုတ်တော့
And
ဟုတ်
now
နေ
the
ဘာ
lead
လို့
has opened up a bit more for Pvision.
That is
Ah, yeah,
an
okay,
absolutely
yeah,
huge
yeah.
one. You've both
Our
guys who,
coach
like,
only
finish their
down
farming items and like want to play for that next item to then keep the game going. But Shiro, he found himself hugely out of position. I don't really know how they ended up there. Maybe it's because Pvision were showing heroes mid and kind of going for a play, so they were looking for a return, but dying there just put the game from a 1k deficit to a 4k deficit.
Now to zip in with the Wheel of Wonder to follow.
ဟိုကလီဘော်တင်တာနဲ့ဘိတ်နေတာ
To 9 class. My goodness. They were not able to make that work at all for Vici. So Pvision, talking about how this game was close, is starting to run away with it.
9 class has been owning on this Earth Spirit. Like with this early blink, immediate silence earlier. Here's another one. They're just continuing to focus. Both teams, you know, they do kind of see each other here in the mid lane as they have very identical wards around.
How important is it for Ursas to get Roche?
It's very important with the trajectory of
It
this
used to
game.
be literally a win or a loss, like way back in the day. But I'm sure it's not as drastic.
It's not as drastic for sure, but it still matters. And with how it's going right now, I don't see them getting the first Aegis. Maybe you can like look for a play where you
ဟုတ်တယ်နော်အာ
trade
စာ
Torn
ကြီး
for
ကင်
Roche,
လာပြီး
but
တော့
you're
First
now down
Aegis မ
6K
ရရင်
Jin Q,
တောင်း
dying
ပုံနေ
again
မှာ
around this middle
ဝင်း
lane.
ကြလေ
Did
အဲ့
get
နား
to
မှာဘာ
kill
သာ
the
လုပ်
ward, but had to pay the price.
ဒီလေဘော်တင်ထားလိုက်တယ်
They get
အေး
Yules
ဘောက
with
တ
the
င်ထား
wall
လိုက်ပြီ
nearby.
ဘလို့ပဲရှိတယ်
Into
နော်
the vacuum to buy a little bit of time for no one to catch
ဘလို့ပဲ
up
ရှိ
as
တယ်
well. Popsy and Rage pretty early. Shiro being pursued by no one. As Y is going to be rolled on, that's going to be an easy pick off at the very least. As the
Ah,
Ursa
Glue
goes to the
Amazon.
north instead.
အစ်စေးပဲလိုက်ချ
They're
Man, they are so aggressive.
They're just getting toyed with right now. You just have like Pvision who they're just abusing like the strengths they have, and rightfully so. And it's even the small things too, like the Mage Slayer first, nothing crazy, but still, you deal with all the spell casters, you have the global to back it up. And then I like this pickup from Notice, like the Yules. We've talked about the only one that will maybe kill them is Shiro on the Ursa. Now, even if he picks up a blink before his BKB, there's one Yules, and now suddenly that play doesn't exist either.
Yeah, but now they have the armlet to worry about. Shiro does
No
have
one
the
said
blink,
like
and
game one
BKB
have
is
ha.
really when he kind of comes online.
18မိနစ်မှာတော့8
But the
ကီ
question is, can the rest of his team even fight?
ဒီ hero ဒီ
XM was
hero
having a
game
pretty
1
good
ထက်ဘ
game,
ယ်လို
but
ပြ
now
တ်
it's
သွား
five
လဲစဉ်းစားလို့မရ
deaths.
None of them really
game 1 တော့ရှယ်လုံး
Like,
ဖင်းနေ
even
ပါ
if
နေ
they
ဒီကောင်းလေး
wanted to do
ဖမ်းနိုင်
something,
ပြီ
I
နော်
don't know if they can. It's
Oh, so
not
they're
the
that
right
sort.
call. You have 0 dispels. Jin Q might
He
be
put a
dying
value
in a
allowed
similar
so
spot.
He's been dying in that spot quite a bit. There's the global signs to try to
Global
counteract
signs
it.
are
Because
sure
gets
why.
eaten up by Shiro. And with that, PVs are going to try to retreat. That means XM and
အဲ့
company,
ဆောင်းဆွဲလီ
they can try to go for more. Zip in. Onto Notice, but they counter initiation. There's the Wheel of Wonder. Nobody's going to look into the eyes, though. 9 class gets jumped on, and Bach gets the last hit for that. So 2-0 in favor of Vici. They definitely need more of this.
ခဲကျဲလီခဲကျဲတာအိဆက်တာပြီခဲမကျဲ
They
ဘူး
tried to pursue Bach at the time, and still.
Ah,
They're
get it, I said,
sticking
game
around.
jam,
Bach gets
Uru,
right-clicked down by
no.
Satanic. As the Radiance doing good work, and he's
အဲ့
going to
ဒီ
turn
က
his
ဘာလို့
sights
ထ
to
ည့်
this
တာ
tier 2
လဲ
bot.
Very nice of Richie to fight back. It was very unfortunate because I actually think XM could have died there, but the silence, instead of dragging a stone, actually dragged the Centaur, so then you didn't have the follow-ups done. So it was a little unfortunate. But of course, still Pvision overall very happy with the situation of the game that they're in. But like to go back to the point of earlier, like you want to have multiple BKBs or like some type of dispel. So yeah, Jin Q, he's working on the Greaves. I mean, Bach is now queuing up the Lotus. I don't think this Largo will be a hero. I think he misitemized at this point. And Storm and Ursa, you need to help them get their BKBs. They're really not that close.
Meteor Hammer.
Yeah.
Baby.
Meteor Hammer. It is a Kaya.
Meteor Hammer. Hammer.
Again, Infest, not quite
Meteor
enough.
Hammer လုံး
Still ticking out to the magnetize though, and it is. Oh my
အမိုက်ပုံး
goodness.
ထဲကိုပြေးမဝင်ဘူး
Nine class just getting
ဟိုမှာအမိုက်ပုံး
everything
ထည့်
that he
ပေးမဲ့ကောင်
wants.
ကလာနေပြီ
Should be a
အဲ့ဒါကို
successful
သူ့စီပြေး
TP
ပြီး
from
တော့
Shiro, but
တယောက်နဲ့တယောက်ဒီကောင်တွေ
Master.
ချိတ်ဆက်မှုရောရှိရလားမ
Left,
သိဘူး
right, and center. Bach
They're just getting owned.
going for stacks while all of this is happening, and Pvision just casually walk up right on him. Now the Shiva's going to give some vision, slow down Bach as well, gets used up, and now this is 5 members against a frog. I'll take the 5 members anytime. 3-0, Pvision, 10K gold lead now.
Yeah, these guys are good. They're kind of on the money. Like you can also see none of their players are autopiloting. Like when you look at the items, the armlet makes sense against the Ursa. All the stuff Noticed has done in this game as well. You don't need no auras. You're playing against Ursa. This hero doesn't care. Go for Yules into the Shivas. They're playing very nicely all together. Satanic. We're just going to farm off on the side.
ဟိတ်နေရပါတယ်
Trying to think how Vici takes a fight here. They need the BKBs.
The only way you can do it is like what happened around the tier 2. I think
ဒီဘာကပါရအောင်အရောင်ကြီးဖတ်လိုက်တာလို့ဟိုကောင်ကြီးက ဖက်စီယာကြီးက
strike back because they're like semi diving, or the secondary is you have to
အခုနော်ရှီဘာကရဲ့ item ဟို component อ่ะဒီ AOE ကျဲတဲ့ဟိုပါတော့
Not
ဒီဓာတ်စီယာတော့ဘာလို့လဲလို့စောင်းသိတာကွာ vacuum AOE ကျဲသွားတယ်
Like even if it's just a couple minutes.
နော်တင်မဆောင်းလို့ဘာလို့ဆိုရင်သူ့ရဲ့ chakram ပြားကြီးကြီးသွားတယ်ကွာ
I mean,
အဲ့လို
Shiro
မျိုး
will
တွေ
definitely get to his quite soon, at least with the Fury, which is nice.
ဒီဘာကတော်တော်လေးကို
But even then, I
Fellow
think looking
Gaune-
at a potential basher for him
Wow,
later
hit
could
the
be nice. So like overall, trying to get out on the map right now, get a like.
ဟော let's try တော့ဘာလို့ဆက်မဲ့ဆိုလဲ level 1 queen က
aggressive overall, but
ပြည့်မလား
I just have to
level
go
1 မူ
back
ရာ
to
ကြီး
the
က
draft.
ကြီး
When
သွား
you
ပြီ
pick
ကွာ
Largo as a response to Silencer and
really.
you rush Meteor Hammer, it doesn't strike me as very logical. So I'm definitely.
That's your boy.
It is my boy, but sometimes you just gotta say how it is.
Okay.
I can't just say, oh, he's doing so good. He's 2-6, and he's got a Meteor Hammer.
What's the idea of this Meteor Hammer?
I mean, it does build out of Kaya, which is like one of the like very much core items that you play, like that you want to have on Largo, just because you get like all the mana regen,
Right. I mean,
mana
typically
amp
it's a
spell,
Sage Kaya.
Exactly.
That's what
Pvision will take this opportunity with their 10k lead to go for Roche. Well, Y is definitely killing that courier, and will pay with it.
Was it worth it?
90 gold closer to the BKBs. We're chilling.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, they find Jin Q as well. Easy pickoff yet again for Pvision. They'll get the free Roche. Not going to be seeing any stealing this time around for Vici.
Yeah. I mean, the Roche is definitely something you just have to give up. I like that Vici aren't toying around with it too much. You need your like to hit some of the timings you are looking for. So Shiro
BKB တော့ရပြီ
XM is a recipe away.
ရှင်ခုံးလို့တော့ရတယ်အာဆာ BKB Fury
It's going to be very difficult to kill some of these heroes. Like you're already doing it into the global. There's a surge.
လိုက်စီလာဒီချိန်မှာဆန်ရာရှာရဲ့ Amulet Radiant ဒါလိုက်စီလာ item ပုံများတယ်ကွာဆိုပေမဲ့ရှင်ခုံးလို့ရတယ်
How close is
Asa
XM
တော့
to
ခုံး
his
လို့ရ
BKB? He is
ခက်တာကျန်တဲ့ကောင်တွေကပုတ်တယ်
So like two minutes roundabout.
ဝင်းရင်းကြဆိုရင်ပါလို့ပါတော့မသိဘူးဇင်ဂျူကဘာလို့လုပ်နေမှ
How
မသိ
much real estate is Pvision going to gain in that time?
အိတ်စီတာပတ်ထားရလို့ရှိရင်
Looks
နော်
like they want the bottom tier 2. They're also angling
Yeah,
towards
yeah,
the
yeah,
mid lane,
yeah.
which is quite nice. Like you don't want to 5-man push one lane when you're up this much. You cannot give up too much control. You generally want to push in 2 lanes at the same time. And honestly, they're pushing in 3. You have 9 class in the top area. He's very mobile. He can always just TP mid tier 1, roll, blink as well.
အဲ့လိုကြီး plane ဝင်ခုတ်တယ် level 6တွေပါ3ပြီးဝင်ခုတ်တယ်
Yeah, that's still a bad matchup in a 1v1.
BKB ရှိတာတော့ဟုတ်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့
Looking for a
Hello, you went
resmoke. I
hold
guess
up.
they're just gonna dodge this area and maybe try to find someone else.
ဟောအပေါ်ဒီကောင်တွေအောက်မှာလာပြတာကွာပြပြီးအပေါ်ကိုသွားထောက် okay idea အဲ့လိုမျိုးအောက်မှာသူတို့ဝင်ချခြင်းအောင်ဆောင်းတယ်ပြီးတော့အပေါ်ကဆောင်းဖြစ်ကိုသွားပြီးကာပါပြီးမှာ okay
No one remotely near those, so this should be a free tier 2 for Pvision now.
Yeah, both teams kind of just dodging each other. I think once Satanic gets an AC, the matchup does change quite a bit. Like everyone just suddenly
don't
gets
want
so
light shot
tanky against
don't
you,
want
so you're
info light shot
And there is the Lotus.
Okay, so that will of course help them against the global.
Needs the shard now. 1,000 away. I'd say one of the coolest shards in the game.
I do think it's nice. Like overall, also Largo as a concept, I didn't really like understand it too much. But once you play the hero a few times, that's a very easy BKB. Angry neutral creep rampaging around.
Cancellation. Why dead yet again?
It's at least for now just a tough one. Because this AC also is going to be completed quite soon. Will also, of course, help them with some more of the building damage.
Oh, fuck. It's gone on a bit here. 9 class in the area, and this is every single kill. It feels like Pvision are just outnumbering them. Yeah. Every step of the way. These kills looked super simple. There is the second BKB from XM, so maybe
they're looking for base kicks again.
Oh boy.
And they found
they get it onto the Ursa, the global to follow. Down goes the bear. 50 seconds of no carry. They get the D ward without losing a second life this time. Improvement from game 1.
Like, even with this ward going down, I do, like, we need to give credit to the way that they are placing wards and observers overall. Like, the top lane ward, the bottom ward outside the base as well. When you're this far ahead, you just need to see where the enemies go. You need to split out on sides. You don't want to go through the big lane. Nearly ever. Also, like, how they're moving, like, the heroes overall, like, understanding the phase of the game. You can really tell that they're on their ball. They're on the ball.
9 class, of course, stealing that kill. Didn't even realize that in real time.
Classic +4 players.
As the Essence Distiller.
Also very cool. Additions, I think.
Yeah, I think that one was good.
I
actually think the design on items in general, I never had a problem with one until
ဒီပွဲက Amber ဘက်ဒီ Parivision ဘက်က Vessel မထည့်ဘူးဆိုတာဒီဘက်မှာ display များလို့ display များလို့မဟုတ် display ခေါင်ပါလို့အဲ့ Lago ပါလို့ Lago ပါရင်
very tanky gets whipped into the wheel of wonder
အဲ့လိုဟိုဟာတွေထည့်လို့မရဘူး
so good
the
stuff
buff
for
တွေထည့်လို့မရဘူး Vessel က buff ဒီ buff ပေါ့နော်ဒီဘက်ကဖြတ်လို့ရ
Focus Fire doing next to nothing. Gets a nice shackle into the power shot though. XM in the area as well. Gets off the electric vortex to slow them down. But now XM completely out of mana. Pops a BKB, but that's not going to do you any good. Because you can't get anywhere.
Guys, this is enemy fountain. Chill out.
Notice. Does get his surge popped off. Now the buildings are what the focus is. Yeah, big meteor hammer satanic.
We'll just walk
back to the towers they go. Fortification. And Shiro popping in. They would like to burn this Aegis if they can, as Shiro taking a lot of damage, gets boxed up at the last moment.
Easy infest.
No one. Infested. There's a big back wall onto 4 heroes with the global silence to follow. And no one is destroying everyone. Will not go into the fountain. But that, honestly, how do you come back from that? Down 20k now, Pvision, still with Aegis. Everybody else full HP.
That was sexy from Pvision. They know what's up. You get a 4-man vacuum wall at minute 27 outside the enemy fountain. You know you're kind of cooking. So you get a free round.
One lane.
Yeah, and they also see that Shiro is already down in this bottom side with the beautiful ward, of course, they placed earlier.
Esprit ဟိုမှာ BKB မရှိရဲ့ အာစာလေးကိုလိုက်တော့မယ်
Yeah, now even an Aghanim Scepter for no one, so he's going to be able to be everywhere, seemingly.
I mean, look at this. You're playing Ursa. You farm 2 camps outside your base, and it's like, yeah, JK, I have to TP to my base.
Indeed. And his BKB is down for 50 seconds, so it still has to be careful. You don't even feel safe in your own base. 22k lead for Pvision. I'm sure this is going to be the vacuum.
I mean, even here, like, you just have them going ham and kind of setting up this whole play. Good and fast, and look at like all the stack up. Boom.
အဲ့ဘာမှမဟုတ်ရှီဘာကကြီးကြောင်တက်လာရှီဘာကနဲ့တော့ဒီကောင်ရဲ့တဲလန့်ထဲမှာလည်း vacuum AOE ကြီးတာပါတယ်ရှီဘာကလည်း AOE ကြီးတယ်ကွာအဲ့တော့ဆောင်းရန်အကြီးဖြစ်နေစေတန်းတွေက 1v4 ကျုံအဲ့ရာတိုးတို့ကွာဒါရာတိုးတို့လက်သေးမကြုံ4ယောက်တယောက်တွေ5ယောက်တယောက်တွေကျုံနေတာလို့ဆောင်းဆွဲခံရပြီ
will get dropped easily, and the bear is all alone, and not for long. He's in the grave. 60 seconds on the deck. As they're just going to call it another stomp. Goodness, they are looking very crispy today.
Nah, these guys are good. You asked me before the series, I said top 3, but with this type of performance, you can see why. I think Notice also ending this entire series completely.
ဒီကောင်လေး Ragonus ကိုဘယ်လိုများတူးစီးရိုက်ခဲ့လဲမသိဘူး 42 မိနစ် 52 မိနစ် လူတွေများဆော့ခဲ့လဲတော့မသိဘူးနော်ပေတူးနေရပဲဖတ်တီး
Larg was just not really doing as much.
ကဲတော်ပြီဒီနေ့တော့ဒီလောက်ပါပဲနားပါပြီနှစ်ပွဲပြန်မှောက်သွားပြီနေကောင်းသွားပြီဆိုတော့ bye bye guys bye bye ဝဲမနိုင်ပါဘူးဒီကောင်